handful of presenters, a mass of microphones, and a whole load of talk. This is TigerTails Radio.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Season 8, Episode 23 of TigerTails Radio. I am your host, TK, and in the studio we have a
TK.
Fearless. Yeah?
There is no sound.
Well, we can see that. There we go. Yes, I was gonna say we can see that our sound was going through, but we could not hear a feedback of what we were saying.
We couldn't at all.
Are you too loud now, or are you loud enough? Or
We're loud enough.
We are fairly loud in my ear.
Yeah, we can always adjust ourselves.
We were. So yes, there is a Fearless.
Hello.
There is an Angel Duck song.
Hello.
And there should be a Xavier.
Hello.
Yeah, the gang's all here. We are all in the studio as well. In fact, if you're watching the YouTube feed, you should see the Xavier and the Angel Duck song and the Fearless as they all huddle around the sofa, going, "Oh, it's so free. What do we do?"
One of these hosts is not like the other ones. One of these hosts is different.
Which one is the real one?
We're all different, Felis. We are all different.
Look at the screen.
Mankind.
Oh yes, the Bobbsey twins in their bloody.
Is not.
They wake up and they dress alike.
I prefer.
Actually, I woke up and hadn't seen Alex. I got dressed and Alex said, "Right, are you ready?"
Bullshit.
We answered the door and
I prefer the Blues Brothers, actually.
More like the Abuse Brothers.
we're on a mission from Blog.
Seriously, these guys dress up to the point where their girlfriends go, "Are you sure you want to go out? Maybe your boyfriend will worry."
Ha ha ha. All we can see is Pete's mic stand down in the front of the camera. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really annoying, isn't it?
It'll do.
It's only a line across the crotches, so therefore people's eye line won't immediately go to Alex's crotch.
It's fine, so me and Alex can just play Little Big Planet on our PS Vitas and...
Let you guys do this.
Hey, Felis, have you got your Vita on you?
No.
Oh, for
I
shame.
packed lights today, so...
So we could have had a 3-player Little Big Planet, and you missed the opportunity.
I packed light.
Yeah, he brought PS4.
I packed light.
This is not my drink. Pete, could you do me a favour, please? That stripy cup there? It has my coffee in it.
All I can say is that the PlayStation 4 is a lot lighter than the original first generation PlayStation 3. Jesus.
I know. We had the first generation PlayStation 3 come round, and it was a case of that's a mighty big heat sink, isn't it?
And you forget, though, a Mini is actually lighter than the first generation PS3.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've made some adjustments to OBS.
Have you?
So, yeah, I just want to have a quick test to see how well the audio syncs. Bear with me just one moment. I'm about to do something silly and increase volumes.
Momento.
Oh, TK.
Look at the light. And then realise that I can't actually see on the stream when I look to my right because my face is mostly obscured.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I just received my coffee on the feed.
I can hear me.
Not my drink. Pete, could you do me a favour, please?
There has
That
been
stripy cup
some
Testing.
edits. Yes, the device has been modified. Is that the PlayStation 4 is a lot lighter than the
Basically, he's been doing a lot of
first generation
testing.
PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, whistle's back.
We had the first generation PlayStation 3 come round, and it was a case of that's a mighty big heat sink, isn't it?
And you forget, though. I'm just waiting for people's lips to move, check the lip syncing and everything, make sure that's all set right.
How's that going? The actual stream itself is actually further behind our preview stream.
To OBS.
Have you?
So, yeah, I just
Yeah,
wanna have
usually
yeah,
is.
that's roughly the right place. Cool! Yay, testing done! And I still can't get rid of that fucking annoying noise, though. That's the only thing. I've checked everything, and it is something to do with that PC that's broadcasting the YouTube feed. That's the only thing that's the weak link in this chain. So there must be a component somewhere on that damn machine that's causing that problem. Potentially the power supply, I don't know. But it's a pain in the ass. I've checked the audio going in, and it's clean. I've checked everything else about it, and it's clean. It's just that machine.
Just that machine.
However, the footage we recorded on the console capture, that also sounded clean. So I don't know. I just don't know.
He does not know, people. He just does not know.
More testing is necessary. However, Alex did bring over a very nice little bit of kit that says, "Aha, I see you have a games console. Would you like to capture footage from it?" And I was like, yes, I would. I have a bit of kit that does that already, but this bit's different. Let's see how it does it. And it does it rather well. I like it. So I might have to indulge in one.
Oh, you're tempted by it now, are you?
I am. Because it works with OBS.
Yeah, it works with OBS.
So, Street Fighter, live. streamed. Mortal Kombat, live, streamed. Games like that.
All those games we haven't played in like a year.
Yeah, that's the ones. The ones that are now decades old. Yeah, that's a word. And that we haven't touched in aeons.
It's quite amusing watching TK play Street Fighter after a while because it's a case of I can't remember how to play Ryu.
I can remember how to play
Ryu.
Ryu. I'm just cheap.
The best bit is he then tries to play Akuma. He then tries to play Ken, evil Ryu.
I don't try. I just lightly and delicately tinker with them. Just to see if they're as terrible as I remember. They are, so then I go back to Ryu. I like Ryu. Ryu just works. He's got sensible kicks. Ken's got stupid kicks. Don't like Ken.
You leave Ken's kicks alone.
Only because they're useless. Grumble, grumble, grumble. I know he's like your favourite femboy, but there you go.
So yes, this is TigerTails Radio. We are on Season 8, Episode 23. We are
He's
down
right.
there. And TK is not on the camera today because I'm in.
I got a night off. Yay!
He says a night off. He's in the studio doing his little things. And we've got another relatively filled Bank Holiday Monday show. First off, it's raining.
It's rained all fucking day. It kind of cleared up a little bit this afternoon, but yeah, it's been cacking it down. And do you know what? Fuck rain. Fuck rain so hard in the face.
It's been pretty much a case of I just woke up after feeling crap over yesterday because for some reason I hit yesterday afternoon and just went and then it was a case of I'm just going to stay in and watch the rain and then play games for a while because that's all I can do.
Has anybody got a pop gun for Pete?
No, and I have no latitude with which to put it off Axie for him, so
Fucker.
sorry.
I have a pop guard, but it's mine.
Yeah, him with the big mic over there.
You know, I did debate before I left whether or not I should shove the spare pop guard in my bag or not.
Oh boy.
And he chose not.
No.
You chose poorly.
But yes, I brought the streaming device that you've mentioned to start
A little
doing
red box.
recording and streaming stuff. Unfortunately, it seems like our internet is, well, not the studio's internet, but the actual internet that occupies mine and Felix's house is arse. It is so arse.
Now
I
you
mean,
see why I went to BT Infinity.
I could probably get it working, like I said earlier, but it would be such poor quality that it would not be worth it.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I've
What are you
tried.
on then at yours?
Was it Sky? Can't
Yeah.
remember any more than 8 megabytes.
8 meg up, up to 1. Sorry, 8 meg down, up to 1 meg up.
Yeah, something crap like that.
So you
1
can
meg is not enough.
look at internet pages.
Well, it says
and
that,
YouTube.
but it doesn't allow any one person to have all of that. It just tends to say, right, any one person can have a max of 1.5 megabits a second,
Yeah.
which for most
It's-
purposes isn't too bad.
Most
for
purposes, you
stats.
mean looking at internet pages.
But for streaming HD video, it's a bit cack.
Yeah,
And by a bit, I mean a lot.
I'm going to have to wait a long...
I'll tell you when the landlord's due next. We'll lean on him.
Yeah, it doesn't... Okay, by the time that he puts something like that in that place, I will probably, like, got another place. That's how long I expect him to bother doing that.
It's true, landlords do take a little while for stuff like that.
That's why I didn't tell my landlord.
Which is annoying because I wanted to stream, like, Destiny and stuff when it came out, but...
Well, you can
You'll
do that
be
here
lucky
instead.
you can play that online with that kind of setup.
I can still play online. Online games is no problem. I have no problem playing online games. It's just streaming. It's just a bit too intensive for it. Sorry, what did you say?
I'd
Kiko?
say do it here.
Yeah, I could do it here. Like I said, I've taken the week off, like, bar the Monday. So the Monday show, I'll come here, but I will be like, I don't care what time we run till. I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow.
You mean this week off?
No, the week Destiny is out, which is the 9th, which is in 2 weeks' time exactly. Well, yeah, 2 weeks' time.
So the Tuesday, September the 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go work Monday, and then I have 4 days off. This has led to people going, why have you taken only 4 days off of a week? It's like, I don't want to waste my holiday days. Destiny is not out that day. I do not care.
I do not need the day off, therefore I shall not take it.
Yes.
He's fallen into the realm of people who will take holidays off for game launches now.
Well, I don't really. If I don't, how else am I going to be able to play these games stupidly? They'll be like, what did you do in your week off? Well, I did this, but 90% of the time I play games. Did you not go out? I went out once.
I went out, saw the sunshine, got some shopping, then ran home because it was scary.
Yeah. No, I will imagine I'll at least go to London once during this week or that week or something, or and do stuff, but it will be at least 2 of those 4 days off will be spent inside, and the weekend will probably be spent inside,
Doing.
except for Sunday. Yeah, but even then, that's only the evening.
The question is, when you're streaming Destiny, will you be doing it to the TigerTails gaming channel or your own channel?
Doesn't matter. Depends. I mean, more people will probably watch it on yours. I have no
Followers.
We actually have followers and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. Then again, I haven't actually used my streaming. very
Yeah,
much,
that helps. I hear actually putting content out helps.
If
Realizing who's
traditionally-
talking.
if I advertised like on my my Twitter and stuff, I would get people watching, but whether they actually watch for long, it's
Well, it depends if they're interested in the game. I mean, half the people are just people who are vaguely interested in and want to see what's going on. Or if you've got enough character, they'll watch you for the character. A la things like PewDiePie and the other people who are
If
on.
you're
Don't.
really lucky, you'll catch the 4 a.m. stoner crowd.
oh yeah,
Oh, wow, the colours, man.
dude, the gunshots, they sound so nice.
And all you got to do
Gnarly.
is just try to time it so that it's not when Channel 4 is showing the hoobs.
Oh yeah, because fucking hell, the Hoobs wins every time. Sorry, the
Oh,
Hoobs is
dear me.
awesome.
Oh, so it's been the first quarter of an hour and we've not really broken too much.
We tested some stuff.
Shh! Stop tempting fate!
Well, the bars are bouncing and we've got nice...
What did you do, Pete?
Oh, Pete, you
Yeah.
broke your mic.
Pete, you're terrible. Come on,
Dear me.
You had one job.
one job.
Hey, Fearless, how many jobs did he have?
One.
Echo.
Uno.
Wait, can I have that again?
Go on
No.
then.
Line piece. Line piece. Okay, I'm done. Done. TK.
Huh? What? Sorry.
I just want to be the Tetris god for a second there. Can I? Oh, yeah, that's better.
Hooray! It's TigerTails Radio. Woo! Oh, I've got it now.
We're stuck in a No, we're not. We found our way out.
Thank
Hurrah!
fuck. Hurrah!
Oh, god damn it.
So this is TigerTails Radio. I think we need to move swiftly on then into the gaming news.
Oh shit, ready? No,
No,
another
sorry.
week?
It's our week, yeah.
I was gonna say, what the fuck?
Wow.
Word past
jeez.
my-
I don't care about your week. Fuck
No,
off.
no weeks for you.
You had 2 jobs.
Obviously, it was too much to handle.
Screw you all.
Only if you buy me dinner first.
Oh.
So,
Alex, you got competition.
That is, you can screw these guys if you buy me dinner first.
Fearless, how has your week been?
Oh, this is just revenge, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is.
Lots of time with girlfriend, lots of time doing pre-production, not very much time recording because it's still fairly noisy during the daytimes, which is a shame.
It's a shame, but you also have the issue of your sleeping, so can't you record whilst you're awake at night?
No, because the girlfriend's staying and she's very sensitive to noise in her
Earplugs.
sleep. Yeah, they tend to be out by the time. They work their way free while she's tossing and turning in her sleep.
Earplugs and duct tape.
I'm not duct taping my girlfriend.
I'll do it.
It's not even Wednesday. I mean, what?
It's fine so long as you don't do it direct to skin, so I hear.
Oh, that's fine if you leave it long enough for the kind of sweat to reduce the adhesion.
And even then, some people do enjoy that.
Mm,
Yeah, they do.
Depends on how hairy they are.
I'm glad I'm not a astute individual.
So, anything else during the week?
Trying to tidy my bedroom. So that I've got room to move the microphone away from the wall. Which is one of my problems at the moment. My microphone is facing away from the wall, but it's right in front of it.
Okay.
Which means I talk at it, and I get reflections bouncing off
Yeah.
the wall,
Oh, yes.
off the
You
other
get all
wall,
that
straight
bounce
back
back.
Yeah.
into the cone area, which channels all the sound. I don't want that to be happening.
No.
A little bit
So-
like my problem with this microphone.
I may have to rearrange my room like we had to rearrange Alex's.
Just get a muffle box.
I've already got a thing on it. Like I said, the problem is I'm
Yeah, just
talking.
a box with stuff behind it, so when you speak into it, it muffles the noise, so therefore the only thing that's being picked up is around here. All of that gets muffled.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking towards the wall.
Yes.
That wall is then bouncing reflection points off,
Yes.
comes from the other wall, and then it goes into the opening where I want to be talking.
Why?
Not the thing that we want to do.
Well, right, follow. Take a cardboard box, put some sponge on one end, put like a strap or something so it can tie behind your back. Microphone, head, box. There you go. Record.
Why don't you just?
He'll be suggesting the acoustic foam sombrero next.
Why don't you just like sellotape a bed sheet up or something when you're recording? Would that not stop it from at least bouncing nearly as much?
It's
Yeah, but it's a good
rudimentary.
idea to get away from the wall to begin with, anyway.
Well, do that then.
That's
That's what I just said I was doing.
No excuses. You cannot be complaining.
So attempted
I'm
tidying.
British.
Attempted tidying. Anything else?
And watching the girlfriend complete Mass Effect 2.
Oh, she's on 2 now.
Yes, she doesn't like it because things changed.
Yes, they did.
I think she spent the entire game with the Vindicator assault rifle. And nothing else.
Yeah. Why?
Refusing to use any other gun.
Why?
Why? Why that
I don't
rifle?
know.
Why?
I said go for the Mattock myself. I think she'd do better with it.
To a point, but that only improves in
Well-
3.
Maybe the Revenant.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mattock is fairly broken in 2.
Yeah.
Technically, it has a fire rate of infinity.
Technically. Technically.
And that's what counts.
So, Alex,
Yes.
how has your week been, Mister? I am wearing lots of spangly
Expensive.
clothes and have lots of technology because I have money.
But I've bought just as much fancy clothing and technology as he has.
Yeah, well, you're living with him practically, so shut up.
You share my stuff, God.
Yeah, see, same shirts.
My week has been okay. How to say? Not much has happened, like event-wise. I haven't really gone out and done anything.
Purchases.
You bought a new car.
Oh, so many purchases.
Yeah. I brought a lot of things, like a new
Yeah.
coat. I brought a
Microphone.
yes, a Yeti microphone, a Yeti Blue.
So you're joining the recording peoples.
Yes.
Well, we introduced him to the concept of creating content for TigerTails Gaming, and he got all excited by this, and now has bought all of the things.
Well, I say all excited. I'm prepared to do it, but I need motivation. And I
Normally-
still need to decide on what to do completely, so I'll be talking about this later off show.
Yeah,
Yep.
the motivation normally I find is when you get yourself into a situation where you go, I'll just record now, and I find it's normally around TKs. I don't know why.
I also brought the capture device, the LGP,
Can't see me pointing to it, but it's there.
Ava
It's
Media
shiny.
LGP. Must
No,
send
they
me
can see
that
you
as well.
point to it. They just can't
Yeah.
see the thing.
I would yank it out and show it on the camera, but it's plugged into a lot of things that could break.
It would upset
Also,
a few
there's a
things.
court order specifically stating that you're not allowed to whip out anything and show it on camera anymore.
In your head.
Remember
Not
the New
since
Year's
the drunk
incident?
show.
Do you?
The drunk show.
I didn't whip anything out during the drunk show.
I saw nipple.
Yeah, only because there are constant screams.
The begging and the pleading from those two, with me going, "Get him off! Get him off!"
Yeah, you were drinking just the wine, if I recall.
Wine, champagne, red wine and white wine.
Yes, yeah, just the
Okay.
wine.
I think Tigger had a bit of everything we had.
I think he stayed away mostly from the beer.
I stayed away from the fizzy things because that would have been silly. Except for that little bit of champagne.
Other than that, how's your week been?
I was due to go to the zoo on Saturday, but then
Zoo?
I felt ill on Thursday, to which my co-workers started laughing and going, "Ha ha, that sucks for you, bank holiday weekend, and you're ill." And I went, "Yeah, fuck you all."
Yeah.
I'm still, as you can probably hear, I'm still not like that well. I still got a bit stuffy, but it's all right now.
It's a bug or something. It's a bug.
But so no, I just spent a whole weekend in essentially, and went out one day for shopping. Came back. Just, ugh. Yeah, and then came here today. Like after I spent way too long up last night till like 5 a.m, just messing around with the Yeti microphone and my recording device,
Playing with toys.
setting it up, setting everything up, making sure it was all good.
Yes.
And
play-
it's all good now. And Felix here
It's
is
all good. It works.
showing me how to use like editing stuff a bit. So
Which software?
Adobe Audition.
Adobe Audition CS6 version.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they will later be posting out the videos and also selling them for $9.99 or a subscription.
Subscribe to the Angel Dog account. Angel After Dark.
Oh God.
Let's face it, that's what going through both your girlfriends' heads. Be honest.
No. My girlfriend has said outright, I will fucking commission a video from you guys if I have
Like
to.
I said, through their heads, she just said it to your face.
That's-
Alex is.
I'm thinking about that name, and I'm gonna use it somewhere. I know I will.
Angel After Dark.
Yeah. Thank you, Pete.
So they look
Hey,
at
it was
each other
fun,
with
isn't it?
intense.
Okay.
They look at each other intensely, and we hit the background music. Angel After Dark.
No, it's cool. No, I've just been the
And
whole.
now for another exciting episode of Angel After Dark.
Yeah, it was a bit evil. You need to have a more
Yeah.
essential voice. Yeah.
You're obviously not thinking of the same thing I'm thinking of then.
No.
Try to go for a more, like sands through the hourglass.
Hang on. Go on then.
Huh?
Go on, Felix.
I have a pastille in my mouth,
That'll
I could try, but it's not going to be like great.
Moving on, shall we? Move on.
And
Save
next
at-
on Angel After Dark.
No,
Oh, here we go.
trying to
Mr.
get something going
Expert.
for it. All of the homos. It's Angel After Dark.
All we need is like a TV channel on the list on the old preview box. Angel After Dark.
These are just programs my mommy doesn't let me watch.
Bullshit. They're the programs that your mother doesn't know you're watching.
Episode 1. He'll make you sing his dark song.
Oh.
Yeah, so my week has actually mainly been thinking about this content I'm going to be doing for shit and what to do with it and setting it up and shit.
Do you know, the thinking about what you're going to do with it is probably the hardest bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously,
yeah,
just-
it is.
That and editing.
Get an initial thought, throw it down, throw it out, give yourself a little while after you've chucked some stuff out, and then look back over what you've done, and then see what you can do better, what you don't like, and then also look at other channels.
Yeah.
There are places out there on the internet that actually talk about making content, but a lot of them just sit there and go, if you make content, people will come, which is only like that amount of work, really.
It's a lie.
It's a tiny amount of work compared to getting your subscriber base up. Because I read through what you have to do for increasing your subscriber base, and I sat there and I went,
Post
That's
all of the
a-
days.
it's just post
Constant content.
a large amount of figuring out what words will get your thing higher in the lists.
In the
Oh,
episode.
to be
searches.
watched. Really?
Yes. If you do a League of Legends video, you are literally putting in every variation of League of Legends, your name, what you're doing, gameplay video, what area you're playing on that bloody thing of keywords so that it will be posted high enough so people click on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
Nice.
you also need it in the title, and you need your title in that. You'll also need it in the description. That's before you start looking at all of the credits you have to do.
I'm not going to be doing anything completely popular like that because there's
Nah.
no point.
Well, to be honest, you can do stuff like that, but at the end of the day, that's just streaming. A lot of that has gone to streaming.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do recorded stuff, just play around and find something you like doing and then just post it out there.
Yeah, and have fun.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. Remember to have fun.
Yes.
Have fun.
That's also the hardest bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, no. Deciding on the content editing is the hardest bit, but having fun is the bit that you always forget to do. And so it starts becoming a chore and you stop enjoying it, and then it's your listener count or viewer count going down. Because if you're not enjoying it, they're not enjoying it.
Yeah. Or you get bored and you stop doing content, which is never good.
Yeah, Pete, Minecraft.
Yes, I know.
We'll have to restart that soon.
Yes, we will. My week has mostly been filled with work because this last week was the last week of my double time at work, for overtime, that is. Basically, we've now got the noobs getting onto the phone, so by the time I get back in on Monday, we should have a relatively good bunch of people who are starting off and will inevitably drop off between now and Christmas because that's what they always do.
Yep, they start, they realise it's fucking hard, this job, and then they
Yep.
quit.
I mean, the other team who was on a different book of business with me, I think there's like 3 or 4 that are left, and my team, there's 3 or 4 that are left from the original training team of 12.
That's a high turnaround.
Yeah. And so it's been pretty busy. It has just been work, get home, sleep, work, get home, sleep. I've been battling with headaches and sleeping and possibly, I think, whatever this bug was that hit me this weekend, because I've not been doing brilliant. My food schedule and everything else is completely out the window. And then I came down here for Saturday because I worked normal rota Saturday. Came down here afterwards, managed to bimble around and do a few things. Did you bugger off on Saturday, TK? No, it was Sunday, wasn't it?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. So TK just went, hey, I've got some money. We'll buy Chinese. Okay, what are you buying? Duck. Seriously, what are you buying? Duck.
Love the duck.
So I went, okay, I'll have the special fried rice with some stuff and duck.
It's got duck in it, yeah.
And I hadn't realised how badly I had not eaten because I basically went, oh, there's my food.
And it was gone.
Yeah.
As if by magic.
Duck, duck, duck. And he's got the runs, which probably made him the guy with the goose.
Well, there was duck fried rice, which was mine.
Yep.
Duck fried duck. With a
Duck
side order
fried
of
special
duck.
rice.
Yeah, here
Duck rolls.
Duck fried special rice. There was duck rolls. There was duck with vegetables and black bean sauce. So yeah, that was a lot of duck.
A lot of duck, plus some starters. And we didn't finish all of it because holy fuck.
A lot of food.
Then Sunday came round. I was all right in the afternoon. I was all right until the afternoon because I did some recording because I've started playing Hearthstone and a few other things. I then hit the afternoon and suddenly it was a case of, I don't feel very well. I'm going to have a nap. And then I realised I feel shit. So I ended up having to cancel my normal role-playing on Sunday and just laid on the couch, drifting in out of consciousness watching YouTube videos.
Which worked for me.
Yeah. And then TK turned up, and it was a case of, how are you? I feel shit. And then I slept, and I had today, and I was actually a lot better, thank fuck. And then TK decided to gift me games.
Yeah. I was going to gift Alex a copy of this game as well, but he's already got it.
Really?
TK is a fuckwit for this.
What is it?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, I brought that like last week when people were talking about it. I was like, oh, really? Even though it's been out since April, Lord.
Yeah.
Has it?
It's
Yeah.
been a while.
Oh, shit.
There's no community page, but it's been a while. So I thought, I'll play it. It was like, oh, this looks like a really choddy kind of game. Camera looking.
Yeah, Night Trap.
Click, click, click. Light trap styling. Okay. And then stuff starts moving around. I can't remember if I was feeling brilliant at that point whilst I was playing it. I think that was when I was ill. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I'll close that door. Okay. I'll flick at this camera. I'm going to stop playing
Here,
now.
Night Trap actually was one of the main inspirations for the game as well.
Yes. I don't
Night
know
Trap
if
is
you know.
awesome. I love Night
Night
Trap.
Trap, which is being remade.
But yeah, Five Nights at Freddy is like, it's not the fact that it's jump scares that gets you. It's the fact that it's resource management. You can't do anything but watch them.
Yes.
What do you do to stop them from getting to you?
Close the door.
You watch them and
Yeah.
hope they don't go to you.
But they will, because they'll just do a nice little lap around, and that's just one night.
I think I was on the third night, and like I started up straight away. Phone call started. One of the things had already disappeared. I was like, "What the fuck? Where is he?" Like, he's right outside my door. I'm like, Jesus Christ! He didn't leave the whole night. I died because he was just staying there. I was like, "Go away! Just leave me alone!" This duck staring at you through a window is horrible.
It's a nasty, nasty game, and I'm probably not going to go back and play it, but I'll probably will because TK wants to do reaction videos. It's bad enough when there's one staring at you through the curtain on this one thing, and you go, "Well, there it is, and there's something in the kitchen," and then
There were these footsteps, and suddenly this rabbit burst through the door.
it wasn't. It was like racing down the fucking corridor. Jesus. So I played that, and then I just did some recording, and then these guys turned up, which was nice because the rain was kind of stopping. And yeah, so that's been my week. I'm hoping to get back into a schedule of doing things. Well, I need to get back into a schedule of doing things because I need to start running again. I say this as the rain's pouring down outside.
Yeah, I know. Fuck the weather.
And I need to try and get my schedule of doing stuff back into order because I've just been completely thrown everything out the window with extra work hours and stuff. But that's mostly because I'm trying to save up now for a new PC because mine may not recover, but we'll see what happens with the boot disk that TK's given me.
Wait, your laptop's messing up again.
No,
My
PC.
laptop's fine.
Oh.
It's here. My PC, which is 6-7 years old, it decided to fuck up because it won't boot past Windows. So I'm going to see if the boot disk that TK's given me will help it redo an install of the operating system. And hopefully I can recover
I'm assuming
the
that
ship
you've already tried safe mode and all that jazz.
Yeah,
can't
I
get to
borrowed
it.
a keyboard from TK to try that, and it just went,
Ignored.
And loop. And loop. And loop.
Oh my god, it wants to be a printer when it grows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, TK, how's your week been?
My week's been okay. It was mostly filled with work. It felt like a long week. On Friday, went out for drinks with an ex-colleague because now, like yesterday was Friday was supposed to be a final day, but she'd been away ill, so she came back to Southampton and we said hi, and it was all good, and we had a few drinks, which was nice. Came home, did some tidying because Hedgie's been away all week, so I was actually able to get.
Very good mention.
He is now in the hands of the SS.
He was with the Eurofluence, and it was the CSI theme. So we'll get to hear all about that when Hedgie gets back on Tuesday.
There was quite a few pics, really.
There was lots of pictures on Twitters and things. And apparently there was dramas there as well. I mean, for a confession drama, I know, who'd have thought?
Drama.
Yeah, well, apparently it was enough drama for one of the people there to disassociate themselves now with Eurofluence, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't really know much about that, so I'm gonna...
I'm just saying, because I can't really hear him because nothing's coming through my headphones. All I'm listening to is TK through the door. So if it
Why
sounds
does
like
nothing
I'm
come through your
responding
headphones?
positively to what he's saying, don't believe it. Carry on, TK.
Why is nothing coming through your headphones?
I can hear the backing music.
What?
I can hear the backing music. Everyone else is quiet.
How about now?
I know you're not speaking.
How about now?
Hence the reason quiet.
How about now? No?
TK,
Yeah?
are you using my old headphone extendy thing? Repeat. Oh no, it's not.
No.
Thank you very much.
Just check all his plugs and everything, make sure it's all plugged in fully.
I'm wiggling the things.
And see if anything appears.
Everything is plugged in.
Everything is cool when you're plugging things in.
Who were?
Everything is jacked in.
Jacking in.
Still nothing works.
In the 2.5.
There's one way around this.
What's that?
I think he's just broken things.
Oh dear.
I keep forgetting there are googly eyes on this thing.
Listen to the quiet background music of us talking a minute behind.
Fearless,
Yeah.
you are plugged into the same thing Pete's plugged in. How's the audio for you?
It's
Pretty
fine.
good.
It's
The
just
background
me.
music is loud, but we are louder than the background music. It is a very nice balance you have struck.
Oh, why thank you, kind sir. That is greatly appreciated.
Change my socket.
Mostly because I was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
do everything to get the YouTube wine to fuck off, which hasn't worked in the slightest. As you can tell if I raise the YouTube volumes.
Jacked in.
Jacking in.
Still nothing works. As you can hear.
It's something to do with this headphone setup. Alright, Tiggs.
How do I
I
button my headphones
fucking
inside
hate
my
it.
waistcoat?
Because you're a muppet. So how has your week been continuing from where you left off, TK?
Yeah, well, work has been okay. Drinks was fun. Saturday, not much happened on Saturday until you arrived. Got some things purchased and stuff, and just online shopping because I got paid, so that was nice. And then what did I do? Oh, we watched Doctor Who, didn't we? That was fun. We can talk about Doctor Who a bit later on.
I made a drinking game
Yes,
out of
Doctor
it.
Who. Yes.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, I went out with the family. Went to my dad's, saw my sister, saw my dad. We had a meal. It was big. We ate lots of food. And then we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Again?
Yeah, my second time seeing it. Dragged twice to see it now. And they fucked up the first 10 minutes by getting the 3D settings wrong at the Odeon. So I had a bitch about that on Twitter. Then I had Odeon customer support get in contact with me via Twitter, and I'm waiting to hear back from the manager of the store. So we shall see where that goes.
Well, yeah, because you're paying like 15 quid for that.
Yeah, it's not fucking cheap. And so it'd be interesting to see what happens if we get free cinema tickets or if we get a partial refund or something. It will be nice. I can go. I'll have to go, yeah, my dad bought the ticket, so you can give him the refund. Because he didn't expect us to pay any money towards it. We tried giving him money and he kept refusing it, so if I can get a partial refund, so much the better. Then, well, yeah, after Guardians of the Galaxy, which was... It made a lot more sense the second time, I've got to say that. The first time is a bit of... when you're not in tune with the Marvel Universe, it's a whole lot of who the fuck are these people, what the fuck's going on, why do I give a shit? The second time watching it, when you're kind of aware of people's motivations and what things are and what they're doing, it makes a lot more sense. And you can go, okay, now I've figured out the story. This makes sense now. It's still a media correction flick, unless you're in with the Marvel Universe, but at least it's an enjoyable romp. And today? We didn't do much today. Woke up, potted about a bit, played lots and lots of Little Big Planet on the Vita, and then Felix and Alex arrived.
We did.
Yep.
where more
I was
Pokemon
there.
was done. And then a little bit more Little Big Planet. Actually getting Alex to a point where he can play online
For one.
for one whole game, and then we start the show.
Oh, they'll be playing. Yeah, yeah.
The Rainbow Bomb Survival, which is good fun. And I don't have a screen anymore, so I can't show anyone. Oh,
No.
never mind. But yeah, I've got my Dalmatian. Actually, I had to spend some more money on the PlayStation Network to repurchase my Dalmatian costume for my Little Big Planet character, because it wasn't one of the cross-buy ones. So I had to get the Vita version for it. And I also got a fire costume, which was awesome. So now I have a Fireman Dalmatian for my Little Big Planet Sackboy, which made me happy. He's got a little fire axe and everything. It's like, oh, that's so adorable. I love it. So, and now I need to do the same on my PS2, on my PS3, so Little Big Planet 2. So I can play even more Little Big Planet. In fact, now that we've got the new capture device, Alex,
Yes.
and lots of joypads,
Yes.
we could all play some Little Big Planet 2. Ha 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 ha.
Yes.
I need to bring my Vita next week, don't I?
Oh god, yeah.
Okay.
It's just a shame that Little Big Planet Vita needs touch. Otherwise, we could have all. I could have got PlayStation TV and we could have all played it via that. Because then we could have video captured it and it would have been awesome. But oh well, fuck everything.
Fuck all of these things.
Fuck all of the things in the face.
Yay.
So it's been fun. It's been a fun week.
Been a fun week.
Next
and
week's going to be fun because it's only 4 days long because of today being a bank holiday.
Yes, thank
Last bank holiday until Christmas.
Yeah, I saw someone post that and I thought, fuck, did
What?
you have to say that?
We're only like 16 weeks away from Christmas or so.
Yeah.
So I think it's like 16 or 17 Fridays left until Christmas. Just so you know how unprepared you suddenly feel.
But the main thing here is we don't have any more free time off until
Well,
Christmas.
unless you've booked holiday.
Yeah, I've most of November off. In fact,
Um,
I've even booked additional days in November now.
I have time off in October.
I got a little bit of time off in September from a steam railway holiday with my dad.
Yay.
Suppose I could get some time off, but I'll have to ask my boss.
No.
He thinks he's the boss of me.
No,
I was
it's
actually
your
referring to my
girlfriend's.
mother.
No.
You're not my mother. You're not short enough.
No.
And you remembered that you said no.
Moving swiftly on, I fear we need to get into gaming news.
Sorry,
Can you hear jingles?
too busy making Fireman Dalmatian Sackboy run left and right to make my pod move.
TK.
What?
It's not like we're a professional radio podcast station thing on the internet.
No.
Good, because otherwise this would be totally frowned upon. Fine, just for you.
Now it's time for the latest gossip from the Silicon Grid. This is the gaming news.
So, gaming news. We'll start off with the bullshit that Sony tried to start to do, which was the PSN maintenance scheduled for August the 25th. Yay!
Yay! I didn't
Bank
notice it.
Holiday Monday. Every Bank Holiday Monday will close down the PSN.
Really? Because I didn't spot it.
I know you didn't spot it. We'll get to that, but I've noticed this trend with Sony and the PSN. We see England are getting a bank holiday. Time to do some maintenance then. I'm off this weekend. I have time to. I cannot play online games. I cannot buy stuff. Why?
Well, this weekend, not quite people couldn't play any online or offline games.
Yeah, that comes
Yeah.
up to the other stuff that was going on
Well,
with.
I have the quick
that.
headlining stuff if you want.
Is the quick headlining stuff including the PlayStation Network being
No,
hacked?
I've had
It
to
wasn't
have 3
hacked.
stories on that.
Nothing got hacked this weekend.
No, it was a DDoS across several services, but more on
Yeah.
that in a minute. First off, vaguely geekery news. Lord Richard Attenborough has died.
Which was sad.
Oh.
It is very sad.
It's kind of scary when you look back at the stuff that he's been in.
Everything.
Yeah. Up to and
It
including
is-
Jurassic Park.
His breakout role was Bryson Brock, or as I like to call it, Young Scarface. He played Pinky, didn't he? In Brighton Rock.
You're looking at me as if I've watched it.
It's an old movie.
I'm gonna
You and
punch him.
TK are old.
I'm gonna punch him. TK, all of these hard things in here that I can throw at him. Do you mind if I break them across his face? Oh,
That
look, there's a
depends.
sword.
Yeah, you can only hope to improve it. Kentaro Yasui, the lead programmer of Final Fantasy XIV, has left Square Enix.
Oh, no.
Dun dun dun.
Well, no official thing has come along, but basically he said, yeah, I fucked off. And apparently he's now being listed as one of the lead developers on Chaos Centurions, produced by Oriflame, which is a dev team led by another Final Fantasy guy who left Square Enix. Blah, 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 blah. Microsoft have announced that they will not be having a Tokyo Game Show conference this year. Sadly, Phil Spencer will still be attending.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss.
The Muppets Movie Adventure is exclusive to Vita.
And nobody cared.
It's this weird thing. Disney has suddenly said they're going, we're throwing fuck tons of support behind the Vita because we can.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There is some weird stuff going on with Disney.
And my last headliney thing is the tweet from Bungie regarding when the servers will be open for Destiny.
Never.
Destiny servers will be admitting Guardians as soon as it's September the 9th somewhere in the world. When you play is between you and your retailer.
Yeah, the fact I can hear TK playing Little Big Planet in the background,
I know.
not distracting at all.
No, not in the
So,
slightest.
so essentially, you can't play online until 9th, but before
No.
then, you're happy.
Yeah, they're going to open everything on the 9th,
Yeah.
somewhere in the world, and then a minute past that, they're going to put an announcement up to say their servers are down due to demand. Because Destiny has
Crazy.
crashed. And seeing as you can't play that game unless you can get online, should be interesting to see that one.
For all of 8 nanoseconds, and
Yep.
then there won't be much to watch because it will have crashed.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting a horrendous...
And then we'll just watch Twitter.
My God, we have people in channel.
Hello, people in channel.
Hello, people in channel.
Hello, Tony Wolf.
Hello, Wolf here.
Hello.
People we've not seen for a long
Hello,
time.
Strange syncing up with TK. Get out of my mind.
Weird.
Oh, the pair of you.
He's using the shinning.
The shinning.
Yeah.
The shinning.
Ah, the shinning. But yeah, the PlayStation Network was DDoSed along with a few other places. The scariest thing, though, was the apparent bomb threat on the Sony CEO, was they were flying across the country.
It was Blizzard's Battle.net servers,
Yep.
the Riot League of Legends,
Yep.
Grinding Gear Games Path of Exile, and the PlayStation Network were the ones that were DDoSed by a group of hackers who called themselves the Lizard Squad.
Yeah, some substantial gaming sites.
Oh,
They hit over a bank holiday weekend.
they also managed to hit Xbox Live
Yeah.
and SOE.
DDoS attacks over the bank holiday weekend.
So
We love
that's
you
it.
guys.
The Sony Online Entertainment representative regards SOE President John Smedley having his flight diverted over a fake bomb threat.
Yeah, the same group apparently claimed responsibility for it.
At this point, the FBI started handling the matter.
Which-
because-
Yeah. At which point, anyone associated with that goes, "Wait, what? Sorry, I'm out. Bye bye." Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Some bullshit there.
It actually started affecting people who are trying to play offline games, like Metro Redux.
Yeah.
What format is that
Just trying to load the game and getting a black screen.
Some stuff requires like online authentication or online update.
Yeah, it's basically regardless whether it's an online or offline game, there's a small checkbox that says, whilst you're playing a game, connect to the internet, which is deep within the settings menu.
And most
So-
people don't notice it because they're
No,
always
'cause-
online.
Yeah. But if people quickly found out that if you just turn that option off, you can get back to playing your offline games.
Yeah.
Where is he? Ah, for fuck's sake, I hate sudden pop-up adverts. The fuck
So
is this
meanwhile-
fucking shit. There we go.
Atari destroyed by sale to Warner, says the founder, which is Nolan Bushnell. He also added that I think Atari would still be important today if that sale hadn't occurred. So this is in reference to Atari's decision to sell to Warner Communications back in 1976. Wow, before I was
say.
born.
Apparently, the reason the Lizard Squad did the DDoS thing is they're highlighting that Sony should be protecting you from DDoS attacks with all the premium money.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so Atari was sold to Warner Communications. Bushnell said the biggest lesson he learnt at Atari was never to sell to Hollywood studios. This sale almost immediately marked the end of Atari, he said. They had an extraordinary corporate culture that was destroyed within 2 years of the sale. I think Atari would still be important today if that sale hadn't occurred. Now, Atari does live on today, but only as a shell of its former self, having undergone numerous splits and acquisitions. Current version of Atari is still involved in games, having recently announced Roller Coaster Tycoon World and reboots of Alone in the Dark, which I like, and Haunted House for PC. Bushnell's Reddit AMA also reveals some other interesting highlights about his personal life and career. Yada yada yada. He said indeed true that he had a beer tap in his office at Atari, Chuck E. Cheese, and every other company he has ever run. Yeah, this is an awesome CEO.
We should hear about some of the stuff they did at Atari. I've watched some of the documentaries about them from the actual ex-Atari employees, including the guy who made E.T. and also the guy who made Yard's Revenge. Same person.
It's a shame that they died, but I can see why it was going to happen, because the games industry kind of shifted on. I don't know if I would blame the sale to Warner as being the reason why, but we've seen a lot more companies die off from the golden age of gaming.
Well, if they hadn't sold to Warner, then in a kind of chain of events style-y, Activision would never have been created.
Damn, yeah.
Therefore, the third-party ruling would never have come to pass. Therefore, the glut of shit games would never have come about.
Well, you say that.
And the industry wouldn't have crashed.
Yeah, if third-party hadn't come about, we would have one console, one game, wouldn't we still?
Not one console per game, but people would only be allowed to make games for their own console.
Yeah, so we would have Sony only. We would still have Sony only and Xbox only and Wii only. Oh my god. That's scary when you think about that way.
No cross-party products from a third party.
It's like you would buy one console for your shooter, one console for your platformer, the Wii to dick around with.
I like dicking around in my Wii.
Yeah, no you don't. Anything more, Felix?
Anything more? Start off with something nice and light, shall we? French programmer Smearlum has announced that a homebrew channel for the Nintendo 3DS is imminent. The channel works on stock 3DS firmware and will run on North American, European, and Japanese systems. He's emphasized that the channel will not be able to run game ROMs, and nor would a flash card be required to run it. The whole purpose of the channel is just to support homebrew games and apps, and quite possibly some emulators.
Okay.
And so far, Nintendo haven't really done anything against him with the announcements,
So far.
Alex,
anything from you?
It looks like Shantae Half Genie Hero has reached another stretch goal. Even though the Kickstarter is officially finished, they are still accepting PayPal donations, and they've reached a stretch goal with that.
Okay.
It seems like they are going to get 3 extra characters added to the game to replay, value.
Oh God, there's
they
so
have
much
different
better
abilities, and they have a story for themselves.
Oh, okay.
That's so much better than Star Citizen, where 54 million reached, and it's like jetpacks for all.
Yeah, literally 54 million raised.
I'd rather have the characters. That only cost $9,000.
54 million for
900.
space.
That only cost $900,000. That's still cheaper, damn it.
Yeah, so they confirmed that on Twitter this week. What else have I got? Hyrule Warriors, the
Link game.
Yep, the Dynasty Warriors game for Wii U exclusive with Zelda characters, and it seems like they have sold 57% of their shipment in Japan when it came out this week.
I saw that. That was scary.
Yeah, well, it's kind of scary, and at the same time, it's not. You have to think about this like this. The Warriors game is tailor-made to a certain, bunch of people.
Yep.
The type that like hacking and slashing and going through crowds. I mean, I am amazing. Look at me take down 1,000 soldiers.
Yes.
Most people who like Legend of Zelda games like exploration and puzzle solving and just general adventuring. That doesn't provide that to them. So the Warriors, the fact that it has sold 50% is impressive, even though 50% is only 69,000 copies. The Wii U in Japan has 1.8 million units sold, so overall that's not good at all. However, Legend of Zelda games generally they are slow. They have a lot of titles sold over like a month or two.
Yeah.
The main problem I see with this one is the fact that you compare it to other Warriors titles where they've used a popular franchise.
Yeah.
Uh,
Gundam.
One Piece, Gundam,
Oh, I
Fist
hated
of-
the first fucking Gundam Dynasty Warriors game.
Fifth
That
to
was
the
so
North
fucking
Star.
hard.
They've all sold, at least 100k in the first week. In fact, one of them sold, One Piece one sold 655k in the first week,
Yeah.
which is dumb. Now, whether this will get more popular as time goes along,
Well,
I
it's
don't know.
only been released in Japan, and the fact it got to number 2 for this release period is impressive. The downside is I looked at the titles that they were releasing in Japan, and I sat there and I went,
There's not really anything there.
there's nothing there. It's like a dead week. So all we can say is we'll have to wait and see when it hits us.
Yeah. It might be different when it gets over here, but I don't expect it to get any better because it's just not something that Zelda people like. And it's just a tide-over game until you get to another major Zelda game.
Yeah, pretty much. Moving on, motion control will be revived by virtual reality, says Sony.
Well, there's actually been a really impressive Kinect Oculus Rift game that's been demoed recently.
Well, this is part of it because they're saying don't get rid of your PS Move controller. This is from Yoshida. Apparently, the buzz around motion control gaming has subsided, but you will see a resurgence when virtual reality headsets such as Project Morpheus, which hasn't really had much E3 coverage and other major coverage, start to arrive. And this is according to the worldwide boss Shuei Yoshida, who said that Sony's own motion sensing wand, the PS Move controller, was ahead of its time and will really come into its own when VR gaming sparks a call for full 3D motion tracking. Motion gaming was a big thing, but like with social games, dance games, music, or guitar games, I don't think there's a lot of appetite for another motion game at this moment.
Well,
Hang on a minute. TK,
Yeah.
IRC messages.
oh yeah. Well,
Which one?
basically,
As in, which Alex?
oh, yeah.
Who do you think?
Basically, when it comes to the Move controller being used in a VR situation, it has a good potential with Project Morpheus and Oculus Rift coming out. At the moment, I'm not too sure about Move games and the like. Still, it's a nice feature, but it doesn't really work. Move dedicated games aren't that good generally, and
Well-
games that add Move into it can be fun, but they're not really like,
Well-
you need moves for this game to be the
That
best.
depends, because what?
Sorcery.
No,
Heavy Rain.
no. Shooter.
Which shooter? There are many of them.
Child of Eden.
The one of the Hellgast did it.
Killzone!
Thank you.
Killzone.
Players reported that playing with the Move Sharpshooter, they were faster and more accurate than when playing with the DualShock. And so once it took about 20 minutes to get used to and to get fully accustomed to, once they were acclimatized, they actually performed better with the Sharpshooter and the Move controller than they did with the DualShock 3.
Yeah.
So a lot of players of that particular game have decided now that the DualShock is not the way to play, and now play the games solely with the Move controller. So it does depend on the game.
Yeah, although personally, I wouldn't know if I'd be able to play a kind of fixed-person, first-person shooter with that kind of setup because
Oh,
your
it's not,
tendency
'cause
to
you've still got a stick to move around with.
Oh yeah,
So you're not fixed. You can still move about and stuff.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Your viewpoint is fixed. You've got a free-roaming gun to aim. The tendency to try and veer off the screen would be a bit too much for me. I think maybe because you're having to veer around a fair bit, especially if you've got a big screen.
Now, I don't
Try
think
playing
that's I don't think that's a problem actually, to be honest. Because you also got the other Move controller thing with it that lets you move your character
The
around.
nunchuck
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I think it will be a bit different when we get VR stuff, and when
Well-
how are you going to track it when you're facing the other way around because you've turned your head around the whole
Remember
body
back
around?
in May, the guy that set up 3 Kinect and he called out a triangle and managed to get full
VR, yeah.
motion thing. That was fucking amazing.
That was.
TK sounds slightly confused. TK, if you just do a search for Oculus Rift Kinect, it'll be the top results. It'll be one from back in May.
Okay.
Basically, the guy set up 3 Kinects linked together to the same computer, which in turn were being fed with information from the Oculus Rift. So basically, anything you did, whatever angle you moved to, your motion would be captured by one of them and recorded.
Nice. Any further news, Felix?
Any further news? Well, whilst we're on the VR kick,
Yay!
despite the reveal earlier on this year and having a pretty good presence at both E3 and Gamescom, Sony Computer Entertainment's Project Morpheus headset is nowhere near a push towards consumer market. In fact, they're barely into the prototype stages, and SCE have still got to decide how much resources they're even going to be devoting to the kit. And this is all coming from Sony Computer Entertainment Europe CEO Jim Ryan.
Which says a lot.
It says a lot.
I mean, yeah, it's a fledgling technology. They don't know how much they're going to devote to it. But if that's what they've got in the early stages, what the fuck are they going to have for the final project? Because what's early is pretty fucking impressive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, this is coming in the wake of quite a few places expressing concern over the lack of commitment to the computer entertainment in this stage. But what Ryan was saying was basically that they want to look very carefully at how to balance Morpheus with the rest of the PlayStation business, rather than under or over commit to it like other things Sony do. Vita. So basically, he's just stressing that it's R&D at the moment, and that as soon as they've gone partway through the process, they'll start to look at exactly when to start marketing it and how it will be integrated into the PlayStation 4 and onwards.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes, because one thing I did see whilst trawling through the news is that some companies are now actually looking at the pickup on PS4 and Xbox One, both the next gens, and they're sat there saying, well, maybe we'll not support the older consoles for that long as the 2-year tail that we were expecting. Maybe we'll only support it for 1 year because of the amount of pickup that both consoles have seen. So it might be with the pickup on the PS4 that we'll see a dev kit coming out sooner for the PS4, maybe. Especially especially if Oculus Rift does take off. Moving on then. Former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer moves off the board of directors. He leaves to focus on NBA team management, teaching, and study. So he's now stepped down from his seat in the company board of directors. He confirmed his move effective immediately in a public message, and the current CEO, Satya Nadella, posted on Wednesday. He cited his recent purchase of the NBA team, Los Angeles Clippers, study and teaching, because I hadn't realised he was a teacher as well, as the reasons for his departure. So this is probably one of the biggest characters in Microsoft, let alone associated with Xbox, leaving the company effectively, stepping down from most of his duties and focusing off. And I think he's been around for like a goddamn age, from what I can remember. I think it was, he became Microsoft's 30th employee when he joined the firm back in 1980. And that shows how long he's been going in the goddamn company. It's a bit of a shame.
Quite a long time.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because he was a character in Microsoft. He wasn't as corporate as some people, but he was a bit of a character. At least you could relate to him. I suppose you could say, same as like Gates was a character in Microsoft and Apple lead.
Steve Jobs.
That's the one. Yeah. Even if you don't agree with a lot of their policies, you would know them, and you would know their name, and you would know them if they came on telly, because they are sometimes batshit crazy.
I just wonder if Steve jumped or was pushed.
I don't know.
Dun dun dun.
Because don't forget, he was kind of heading up the Microsoft guy, the Xbox teams, and then Xbox One started not performing as well as they'd hoped. And suddenly there was a lot of barrels pointing at him.
Possibly.
And so I wonder if he preempted a forthcoming shove and decided to jump instead.
Well, from looking at what he's doing, he's got a shit ton of other stuff that he's actually affiliated with. So to be honest, it's like,
now.
do you want the stress of dealing with being on a board of a massive company that is potentially in the same position that Sony was when the PS3 was released? Well, let's be honest, is in the same position as Sony was when the PS3 was released. Let's put it there.
Yeah.
Any more news from the two red shirts?
We're next generation red shirts, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Next generation red shirts.
Thank
So
you.
you still get shot and you still die, but at least you have a name
No.
in the show.
Not many red shirts die in next generation.
Yeah.
They're more likely to be slightly wounded, but it's the yellow shirts. Oh, poor Tasha.
Command staff.
She went out like a bitch. Like
Yes.
Boba Fett was embarrassed for her. That's how much of a bitch she went out like.
carrying on.
I have a little thing here. Would you put studio back up while I say it? There's
Back up is
been a Metal Gear fan remake project.
Oh, yes.
Yes. It's been cancelled.
Metal Gear.
We said this a little while ago.
Yes, but the lead has now actually started talking
Oh.
about it. Right.
So there's more detail.
There's more
Details.
in-depth stuff about this because there was an original Metal Gear, not Metal Gear Solid, but a Metal Gear which came out for the NES.
Yeah,
Yep.
I played it on the Game Boy. Fucking hard.
SNES? SNES or NES?
Nez.
NES.
NES, right, okay. Yeah, that's been cancelled, and the lead, whose name is...
Bob.
Schlegelhofen.
Bob.
Okay. Ian Ratcliffe.
Yep.
Ian Radcliffe, yeah. Has been talking about it now because he's been going on about how Konami had given them its blessing. They had literally gone to Konami's headquarters in UK, and they had shown them around, and the crew had all been like, yeah, we'll show you some stuff. Hey, look at this. Yeah, look at this. He himself seems as a bit weird. There was no real explanation. From what I understand, Konami has been undecided for a while, with some people in favor and others against the game. Because they were going to remake it in Valve's Alien Swarm game, which I assume still people use. I've played it with some friends, actually. It's quite fun. I can see how that game could be remade in that engine.
Yeah. It's a good engine.
Yeah, he's got no real reason for it, though. It's, where is it? Okay. He also told us that Konami had invited himself and the rest of Outer Haven Productions, which is their production team, which will probably be changed maybe later on in the future of the world if they ever do get successful. Yeah, they went and had a look around the studio and met the team. It was like I was told that if we had any other ideas, that Konami would be happy to help us out. That was all. So you can interpret that in many ways, Ratcliffe said. They are currently working on their own IP, however, and will have more details to announce that soon. But for now, nothing.
Yeah. It's a shame.
It is a shame because from what I read here, it's David Hayter was going to reprise the role of Snake for him. Because obviously, I think he regrets what he said in Metal Gear Solid 4 after that, where he was like, I just can't do Snake anymore. My voice is dying from it. And then Kojima was like, I guess I look at
Kiefer Sullivan.
Kiefer Sutherland. Oh, yes.
Which is great because all you can hear is Kiefer Sullivan.
How did Hideo Kojima just challenge this French stereotype?
I don't know. And Hayter had apparently already arranged for Paul Eden, who does the voice of Roy Campbell, to make an appearance in it, which is kind of awesome. That's really awesome for a fan project. Because David Hayter, as far as I know, he actually loves doing remake. He loves Metal Gear Solid stuff, and he loves fan stuff. Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes for the GameCube, he literally, was it out, either it was out of his own pocket or he helped to raise the money to get all of the original voice cast.
Nice.
Yeah. So, there we go.
It would have been actually awesome to have the Metal Gear game with his voice in, because that is Snake's first mission.
I know, it's also great because David Hayter was also the Guyver. And when he's actually in the Guyver outfit, that's when he started doing the solid Snake voice. That was always... I've got a copy of Dark Hero if you want to watch the awesomely terribleness.
Why not?
Oh god, no. Seriously, it's like there's a reason why.
I don't know, it's better than the first one, although the first one did have Mark Hamill in it.
Yeah, Felis.
Oh, that's me.
Yes.
Ha. Let's choose something from the list. Many things on my list. The Entertainment Software Association have just released their newest report, Essential Facts About the Computer and Video Game Industry.
Okay.
Which is their usual annual sales, demographics, and usage data thing.
It's a spreadsheet.
It is. It's usually collected from all kinds of opt-in aggregators that you've got on pretty much every single platform. Steam, PlayStation Network, so on and so forth.
Yep.
According to the report, 59% of Americans play video games with an average of 2 gamers in each game inside the household.
Okay.
Half of the US households own a dedicated game console.
Okay.
And of those that do, most own 2.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
As for the gamer breakdown, 52% of gamers are male and 48% are female.
Which we've seen, yep.
Yeah, but then apparently things get a little more interesting when you start looking at the ages of them all.
Okay.
Women who are aged 18 or older are a significantly greater proportion of the game playing population, which is 36%, than boys 18 or younger, who are only 17%.
So are we trying to say that there are more older fit chicks than there are young screaming pubescent boys?
No, are we talking about casual games included in this survey? Because to be honest, casual games seem to be considered games nowadays.
Yeah.
Again,
Does somebody playing Candy Crush on the phone count as a gamer?
most probably. Are they actually enjoying this interactive entertainment medium thing?
I wouldn't call it a game so much as
And the side
the new.
debate begins.
Well, no, this sort of stuff in my game is puzzles, and that's akin to newspaper puzzles. So playing Candy Crush is no more different than newspapers.
Playing Sudoku,
Yeah,
which you can also play on computer.
I don't really
It's a game.
count that as a game.
Therefore, Thomas was alone shall not be allowed to be as a game.
Fuck you, it's a game. Shut up.
But it's puzzles.
It's jumping and platforming.
Tomb
Shut up.
Raider, not a game, because it's puzzles.
Actually, this is outside of mobile devices and online.
As in Facebook games, not
Yeah.
just all of online.
Women aged 15 and older increased by 32% between 2012 and 2013. Weird.
Well,
and,
it's kind of good to see.
Casual and social gameplay separately on mobile devices and online have gone up significantly as well.
Yeah, that's because that's starting to become mainstream. The idea of playing a game is becoming more mainstream rather than what it was when.
Carry on, don't stop.
What the hell?
That's just the restaurant dropping things, don't worry.
The world. So yeah, it's become more mainstream than when we started. When I say we, I don't mean these two. When we started playing, when it was literally a case of you had this crappy little ZX Spectrum or whatever Atari that the adults ignored and let the kids play when there was nothing on the telly.
Excuse me, but no.
You're looking at somebody who played all of the original Ghostbusters games.
You're
played
looking at
original
someone who has to
Ghostbusters.
fight for the Atari because the parents were hogging it.
Wow, mine didn't. It was me. I was the primary gamer in my house.
Cue
I'd
the
have
whole.
I'd have thought you and your sister would be fighting over it, to be honest.
That we had to battle the parents off it.
Scary. Moving on. Activision reportedly is considering its own film studio. That's right. The big bastard company is joining everybody else with wanting their own film and TV channel.
Yeah, they fucked up gaming. Now they want to fuck up the movies too.
Probably. It's considering assembling its own in-house film studio to work on big and small screen adaptations of its gaming licenses.
Oh,
So, Warcraft, StarCraft, Guitar Hero, COD, Diablo, Hearthstone. Which is Warcraft.
these all sound like really entertaining
Fuck's
films.
sake, the Warcraft movies.
Can you imagine Guitar Hero, the motion picture?
They've
No.
asked for comments, but they've not yet actually had any response. The Warcraft movie will apparently not be part of the deal, having been in the works in multiple forms since 2006. And it is currently planned for a cinematic release 2016. Oh, dear. But apparently, Bobby Kotick is reportedly still in talks with key executives excuse me, for
Remember,
the studio.
This is
though
the
he's
guy
cautious
who
about it.
once said, you know, we should totally just sell all of the cutscenes from our games separately. We've already got your credit card details anyway.
Yeah, there's a reason why everyone hates Activision. Then people got stupid and started hating EA. Never mind. Anything further from you two before we wrap up the game news?
Speaking of films, a Witcher film is in development.
Dun dun dun!
Not for the first time, mind, but last time it was terrible. The TV series was only marginally better.
Okay.
However, the Polish film
Industry.
Tomasz Baginski is working on adaptation. He's got an Oscar for something or other.
Oh, yay.
Tomasz.
But they're going for a full, high-profile release of a Witcher movie. Now that the IP itself is a lot more popular worldwide than
Yeah.
it was originally.
Seeing as Witcher 3 is going to be having a worldwide release on
Well,
the major
Remember
platforms.
that the book series themselves were popular enough to have their own TV series and movie.
Yep.
Not very good TV series and movie. Trust me, I've seen bits.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother. Anything from Alex? Or are you all wrapped up?
I'm all
wrapped
news really.
One last one from Felix and then I'll finish.
A little thing that's trending across quite a few game communities right now is the hashtag #WeLoveGameDevs,
Yay, we love game devs.
which is basically a push for everybody to go, do you really like certain developers or, as people or studios? Show your love just by actually tagging them and using this, and we will make them feel better about all the shit that's been going around lately. And it's gotten a huge amount of upswell from people all over the place. So yay! Warm fuzzies for everyone. Stop dancing to the music bit.
No.
Stop resisting the warm fuzzies. Let them into the cockles of your
Lastly,
hearts.
Phil Fish, that lovely developer.
Throw in the warm fuzzies, why don't you?
Phil Fish is selling rights to Fez after being hacked. He is offering Fez and his company following vicious online harassment. So this is the guy who...
Wait, vicious or viscous?
Vicious.
Okay.
This is the guy who I have issues with because of certain of his standings in terms of how he's approached things. But apparently he's selling the rights to Fez and his company after hackers obtained and posted his personal information online. They compromised his social security information, passwords, Polytron's PayPal account, and other sensitive data, along with a website and Twitter account for Polytron. He was able to get his site back up and running enough to announce that Polytron and Fez IP are now for sale. This is on his Twitter account. No reasonable offer will be turned down. I am done. I want out. Run away. Just don't do it. Give up on your dreams. They are actually nightmares. Nothing is worth this. To every aspiring game developer out there, don't give up. It's not worth it. This is your audience. This is video games.
Pete, I've got some breaking news.
What's that?
Dear Twitch community,
Oh, is this bullshit?
it's almost unbelievable that slightly more than 3 years ago, Twitch didn't exist. The moment we launched, we knew we had stumbled across something special. But what followed surprised us as much as anyone else, and the impact it's had on both the community and us has been truly profound.
Okay.
Your talent, your passion, your dedication to gaming, your memes, your brilliance. These have all made Twitch what it is today. Every day we strive to live up to the standard set by you, the community. We want to create the best place to share your gaming and life online, and that mission continues to guide us. Together with you, we found new ways of connecting developers and publishers with their fans. We've created a whole kind of career that lets people make a living sharing their love of games. We've brought billions of hours entertainment, laughter, joy, and the occasional rage quit. I think we can call that a pretty good start. Today, I, Emmett Shear, CEO of Twitch, am pleased to announce that we have been acquired by Amazon.
Holy shit!
We chose Amazon because they believe in our community, they share our values and long-term vision, and they want to help us get there faster. We're keeping most everything the same: our office, our employees, our brand, and most importantly, our independence. But with Amazon's support, we'll have the resources to bring you an even better Twitch. I personally want to thank
Twitch will now only be available through the Kindle Fire Marketplace.
I personally want to thank each and every member of the Twitch community for what you've created. Thank you for putting your faith in us. Thank you for sticking with us through the growing pains and
I
stumbles.
can actually see why they've done this.
Yeah.
Thank you from a group of gamers who never dreamed they'd get to help shape the face of the industry we love so much. It's dangerous to go alone. On behalf of myself and everyone else at Twitch, thank you for coming with us.
So it's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Take Amazon.
I can see why, and I can see why exactly. It's because everyone sat there and went, no, don't sell to Google, they'll ruin it.
So what do I do?
Amazon. Oh, did no one follow the Amazon bullshit that's been happening with all of their stuff?
Now you can save your videos to our dedicated backup server, just like you used to be able to, except now you've got to have Amazon Prime subscription.
$9.99, and if you want...
Oh no, it's
Remember-
like 80 quid a year.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
These are the
damn.
Amazon servers that can barely handle Minecraft login.
You know, it used to be worth it, but now it's not. It
Yeah,
really
I'm-
isn't. Amazon Prime. is
Amazon, to be honest, Amazon is pulling nickel and dime off of everything.
Yeah, Amazon's really wanting to go try to steal back ad revenue off of Google.
They're desperate.
That's their major plan for combating Google at the moment. They're trying to fight over ad share.
Which I think is ridiculous because they've
Well,
already got a
let's
huge
put it
amount
this
of
way.
mind share anyway.
No, let's put it this way. Amazon's yearly ad share revenue,
Yeah,
approximately 9 billion.
yeah,
Google's yearly ad share revenue,
yeah.
approximately 50 billion.
I know the difference, but the daft thing is, Amazon. I want to type into Google buying books. Undoubtedly, Amazon will be there.
Oh my god, they turned into the sun.
Well, I'll finish this off and then we can go on to the rant. So, basically, Phil Fish is selling everything off because he was hacked following his public support of Depression Quest. I'm not entirely sure what his public support was, because there was a fair bit of bad timing about Depression Quest coming out. Because
he must
Robin
be one
Williams,
of the 5 burger guys.
And the developer Zoe Quinn, who's also been harassed online last week as well. Some of Quinn's personal information, including a Dropbox cloud storage account, was also posted online. I don't agree with this. The issue I have is just Phil Fish, since Fez, has been the
A Bono.
epitome of dick for the gaming culture. I know game developers. I can put my hand up and say, I know a gaming developer. And if he acts like a dick and I say, you're a dick, he'll go, yeah, you're right, I'm a dick. Hello, Big Alex. And, but this is a guy who will act like a complete and utter tosspot.
Where's Big Alex?
Just waving in case he ever watches this. We'll have to tag him into it. But this is a guy who, every time people made comments about it, got really uptight about everything. Really got uptight about the fact people wanted Fez 2. And cancelled the project. And on top of this, has just gone running, screaming, throwing his toys out because he's had harassment about comments of support for Depression Quest, which, if you think about it, may not necessarily have been the best thing to say. Because it's like, this, when it was released, was not necessarily timed. It fell into a period when the news would pick up on it in a bad way. I can understand why it was out there. I can also understand why people might react badly to it. And Phil Fish is not the person that I would say is the best person to make good comments about something. But,
or to comment at all.
yeah, he's now gone. I can't say the gaming industry will be worse off without him, because that would be a lie. But never mind. Bye-bye, Phil. We won't miss you. But yes, so Twitch being bought by Amazon. Fucking hell.
I know, right?
I
Who
can't
saw
believe
that
this.
coming?
It's only been recently announced in the news.
Well, everyone was so focused on blaming interest by Google for all the other snafus that have happened
Yeah,
lately.
but we all said that wasn't Google, that was separate software,
Yeah.
and all of the other companies out there basically going, that's our shit that's being broadcast and we're not getting money from it.
In an age of
Let's
Google buying all of the things, you can see
Yeah.
why people would have thought.
Oh yeah, because they are buying up a load of extra stuff, but that's because they are a multi-market company now. I mean, gone are the days when they were just a search engine. This is a company that is now looking into the automobile industry.
It's more a case you couldn't see it coming because Google, we're used to buying all the things. Amazon, we're used to monopolizing all the things and then leasing them to you.
But the main issue I have with Amazon, because we've got Unisjet who sees nothing wrong with Amazon. Amazon have issues with paying their workers and working their staff. Amazon are like a bully in certain markets because they'll lean on people because they are the people to use for selling things, especially in the ebook market. And it's
Remember
pissed
that
off a lot of people.
Price fixing thing?
Yep.
Yeah, they've done back alley deals with publishers to have the price reduced to a certain amount just for them.
Yep. And on top of that, their own online services, they've been dicking around with their online services in such a way as no matter how you look at it, when they started combining Prime and everything else, you were paying more for the same thing.
I'd like to also note that Amazon recently has been making a lot of losses, and
Yeah.
they're not a company
is-
that makes huge gains. Like, they are only usually even or slightly above whenever they make
Well,
money because of the nature of their...
Yeah, but they used to be
Website.
up there, though. That was the thing. They were just
Well-
warehouses, an online delivery, and a service that actually made money because most of their costs of shops and
Part
everything were
of
gone.
it is money lost through the Hatchet argument they're going through at the moment,
Yeah, true.
where both of them are pretty dickish, but Amazon's tactics have been stupid.
Yeah. I don't know if they would keep Twitch independent, but I can certainly see this announcement causing more negative news and negative impact on Twitch streamers because there are a lot of streamers out there who use this as a service to actually build up their own revenue, because there's YouTube channels out there who rely on the Twitch subscriptions as well as their own ad revenue
All
on Google.
built-in streaming things are currently geared for Twitch.
Yeah, literally. I mean, if even podcasts that aren't talking about computer games are using Twitch to play games and talk about bullshit whilst they're doing that. They're not necessarily... Well, I think you can only have a model of pay to subscribe. I'm not entirely sure, because I don't use Twitch, and the person who should be able to tell me this is currently stuffing his tablet into his face.
You were talking to me.
Yes. I'm assuming that if you have a Twitch channel, the only way to gain subscribers is for paying the subscription. Or can you change that?
No, Twitch have to you have to get enough people that Twitch go, hey, you're pretty popular. We'll give you a subscribe button and sponsors and stuff. And that's how they made their money with adverts and stuff as well. Because then you get advert money, they get advert money. I think a portion of the subscriber button goes to them as well.
I'd imagine so, but I can see that most of the time you subscribe to get access to more things on that channel anyway.
Yeah.
Such as certain chat stuff, and I've seen channels that stream that have that, and they are getting fairly regular subscriber money. So the money's got to come into them, and you can also donate to the person as well. So
yeah,
and it has all the stuff there to show what people are doing. So
yeah. It's I think it mainly is like extra chat shit, to be honest, or chat privileges in some cases, because a lot of chat places will be like, if they get to a certain point where they just get like lots of, you get like the pay only ones.
Yeah.
But if you subscribe, then you can actually talk and chat and stuff.
Or you get access to some of the emotes.
Yes,
yeah, then that's actually, the chats are generally nicer in those because there's only people who want to talk and not stream monster.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to hold judgment, because I know Amazon from way back when they started up, and I've been watching.
They used to
how
be roommates at college together.
Haha. It's a company that everyone raved about, but now it's turning into a company that seems to have bad working employer practices and business models that are a lot more questionable than companies that people rage about online. And this is when I say, this is how stressed I am about this sometimes. They have more negative stuff going on that isn't talked about compared to someone like EA and Activision. And people don't really talk about Amazon stuff because everyone was been Amazon way, Amazon's great. Whereas a lot of the gaming community has been about, oh my god, EA is forcing us to subscribe. And I sit there and go, everyone forces you to subscribe. What the fuck? Just because they're a gaming company and they have had some shit games does not mean they're doing anything different. Amazon, however, have been screwing people out of money. And that's customer and on the other side of the businesses and things. But if you're really interested, go online, and especially on the BBC News, because that's relatively impartial. You'll find a shit ton of information about it. But we'll have to see how that affects Twitch, because I don't believe that they'll be left independent at all. But anyway,
as Twitter is currently saying, at Twitch Turbo now with Amazon Prime.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's it for the gaming news.
Sorry, I was trolling my mother.
That's not difficult.
I'm busy making it so that like I have easy access to news, so I can start doing research and properly shit.
But my mother just posted on Facebook, I love my family. I just want everyone to know that.
Is it
Let's
on
go.
your feed?
Mumsy, you must be either drunk or terminally ill. Which is it?
I'm gonna go find Felix's feed.
Feet
Don't
has
mind me.
commented on a post.
So that was the gaming news. Now on to Done and Dusted.
You sure?
Yes.
Yeah, do we have to?
Yes.
Oh, fuck you. You've been pressing buttons.
It's that time where the cast of TigerTails Radio reviews stuff badly. This is Done and Dusted.
Yep, it's that time of the show again where we talk about things we have seen, done, read, played, touched, ate, looked at, obscurely referenced somewhere at some point in the past, and generally otherwise gave an armor-load glances upon it. I have a book. I have The Tuesday Dog by Jack Stoneley. As I said last week, I would do it this week. So, Xavier, what do you have?
I have Far Cry 3 because I completed that.
Mr. Angel Darksong, do you have anything for Done and Dusted this week?
I don't know, maybe probably Mass Effect 1, maybe, if I'm in the mood.
And Felis has his...
Kick Felis.
Kick Felis.
So do you want to start with the Tuesday dog?
The Tuesday Dog. It's a book, people. Look. Physical pages and
Did
shit.
you say look?
Yes,
But
he did.
You have no
He's
camera
not on
today.
camera. Look at him listening to riffling a page.
Listen. Actual physical paper.
For those of you who use echolocation,
You will find this book in my hand. Some easier to see than others.
Yep.
But yes, this is a fictionalization of a real event. And I say real event. A long time ago, back in the 70s, a British journalist for the Daily Mirror called Jack Stoneley wrote an article about a couple of dogs in a dog shelter type thing, where once their dogs had been there for a week, they were then euthanized because the shelter couldn't afford to keep them for any longer than a week. So any dogs that weren't readopted or rehomed were then put to sleep. This news article caused a storm because it focused on one particular dog. And this dog went by the name of Scruffy and was very soon adopted the next day. Literally her final day in the pound. She was captured on a Tuesday, and come the next Tuesday she was due to be put down, but then she was rescued. In fact, every dog in the pound was rescued, apparently. Scruffy was also then go on to become Dog of the Year for the Daily Mirror, because they used to do that back then. Except she couldn't attend the ceremony because she was too busy having pups. As you do.
As you do.
But this book, well, basically the resulting kind of shitstorm that came of Jack Stoney's article inspired him to write a book about Scruffy. But since obviously she was a stray, knew no past, he decided to create a past, and for some other dogs as well. And we ended up with the Tuesday Dog, which features Scruffy herself and how she came into the world, and also features on her friends that she meets along the way called Butch, a lovely stray owner, homeless person.
Stray owner.
it's like Monday's dog is filled with grace. Tuesday's dog is filled with the mutton chop you left on the kitchen table for 3 seconds too long.
Nom 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 nom. Now, Mr. Joseph Tibbles is a homeless person who adopts Scruffy for a little while. In fact, he's the one who gives her name. Then there's a couple of other characters in there. There's a lovely chap called Butch, who's the leader of a little dog pack. There is also a little kind of Irish Terrier or Scottish Terrier type thing called Solo, who's
Yes.
always kind of pissed off and has a bad mood. There is a Border Collie called Collie, oddly enough, who suffers from the fact that she couldn't have pups, and so she has basically going through a phantom pregnancy and has adopted a Boot as a puppy, which she treats with all the love that she would treat a regular puppy. There's also a GSD called Sam, who's a bit of a womanizer and an ex-police dog. And a British bulldog called Hamlet, who is an alcoholic and spends most of his time in the pub getting pissed because he amuses all the pub's patrons and they buy him drinks and give him free food.
You've heard.
Free food is good, yeah. Now, this little story didn't really come to much, but in the early 80s, it was picked up by ABC and made into a 3-part cartoon drama for their Saturday morning TV slot, which was by the name of Scruffy, which Pete now has seen in its entirety and remembers seeing from when he was very young,
Bits of it I remember seeing from when I was very young.
whereas I had the VHS and watched it a lot, and so I remember quite a lot of it. And yeah, basically, it starts off with Scruffy's coming into the world. She is born. She is one of 3 pups, but she's the only one who survives due to the fact that the owners of the mother leave her because they're moving into a council flat and council won't allow them to keep pets. They've arranged someone to look after Scruffy, but Scruffy breaks free, goes inside the old boarded up derelict house that's about to be demolished, and the new owner can't find her, and so assumes she's run away and goes out looking, never does find her. So Scruffy's mother basically settles down, has her pups, realises that now the owners aren't coming back, that she needs to find food. And throughout the course of the beginning of the book, the 2 pups die because malnutrition. Scruffy just about survives. And then they start burning the house down because the council gave permission to burn this one. Because it'd be cheaper and easier. Why not? And so Scruffy and her mum have a miraculous escape
Miraculous.
through a chimney, as you do. And once they're rescued, the rescuers then take them home and look after them. But
Scruffy's mother was only waiting for a time period where they're big enough to go back to the house, because obviously the owners would be home by now, and surely they'd be wondering what happened to their little lost dogs, right?
Surely.
Because that's what you do, yes? So they escape and try to go back to the home, but get horribly, horribly lost. Whereupon there is a bit of a Bambi moment, as Scruffy's mum does get shot, because she's shot by shepherds, farmers, thinking that she's kind of out to kill sheep.
The world's worst farmers with a gun.
In the cartoon, yeah. They can't shoot for shit. So Scruffy, injured, tumbles into the hands of a Mr. Joseph Tibbles, who is a hobo and a bit of a theatre darling, or ex-theatre darling. He's a Shakespearean actor, among other things. And every night he would basically go and into the streets of London and kind of do his act to get a bit of money. Like all the other hobos and waifs and strays do in London. They call them street performers. They're just hobos. And Scruffy joins in on the act. They make a shit ton of money, and they start having a nice, reasonable life together. Until Joseph P. Tibbles ends up falling ill and dying. Whereupon Scruffy is picked up by Butch, who's another dog. And now, it's interesting, in this book, none of the actual animal characters talk. They communicate solely with gestures and facial expressions and body motions and things. So it's all body language. It's no actual physical speech. The humans talk as normal, but the animals, no, not at all.
Yeah.
They just give looks and things. There is one minor plot hole, because the collie is supposed to be deaf, but at one point she hears something by accident. I don't think Jack noticed that until it went to print. So a little bit of plot hole there, but other than that, and it basically goes on from how they survive in the shell of a car in an old junkyard.
Yep.
Living together as a family-ish. Until a stray attacks Butch, and all the other dogs then club together to bring him back to health. And then the dog catchers come. Cue a short adventure with a parked car that becomes unparked. And the dog catcher catches Butch and Scruffy.
Yay.
Yeah, and eventually captures everyone else too.
Yeah.
And they all end up in the pound as their days slowly tick down, waiting to be executed or rehomed. And then, of course, the story then jumps into kind of mostly reality, as then this mysterious person comes along to do a news article about the place. And then all shit hits the fan and everyone gets picked up. And it's a happy ever after ending.
Yay.
Yeah. The cartoon does deviate a bit from the book at this point, because in the cartoon, Scruffy and Butch are rehomed together, when in real life they weren't. They were separated.
Oh.
But never mind. It was a good book. It's not a very long book. It took me about 2 hours to get through. And there is... How many pages? We're looking about... Only about 160 odd pages. So, not particularly long
So
at all.
it's more a novella.
Yeah. That's like, yeah, actually, probably novella is probably about the right word. It is about half a novel. This actually could have been something someone could have done for NaNoWriMo, actually. It's got about the right kind of pacing for a NaNoWriMo project.
Dear me.
There is a lot going on very quickly, but it never feels rushed, if that makes sense. Everything does kind of happen in a very short space of time, but has this kind of natural progression to it.
Yeah.
And it is just one of those stories where you feel, damn, this character is just shit on their entire life. Obviously, there are some time skips in there where we progress, but yeah, it does. Scruffy had a shitty life in this book. There is also a sequel called The Return of the Tuesday Dogs, which I've not started yet, and we'll be cracking on with that very soon, because I've finished all my other books as well that I bought. The Warriors series by Erin Hunter. 6 books. Took me about 4 days to get through them all in total.
Yeah.
Oops. And that's including while working. I was reading these things on my lunch break. I was reading them, basically coming home and just reading all night.
Yeah, TK's one of those people who likes reading books all the time. Same as me.
When I can get into a book, I will demolish that book. I will just do nothing.
I spend a year or a year and a half waiting for a new book in a series. I have finished it within 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter books are a pain in the ass like that. It was like, yay, 11 hours later. Oh, now what do I do? Fuck. And that was the last book in the series. Fuck. Yeah, I can't believe it. 2 midnight launches now for Harry Potter books I went to.
Yeah, that says more than you reading the book instantly, really, doesn't it?
Hey, they were fun, those midnight launches. Waterstones had to put on a good time. That was definitely a giggle, especially for the last one, because I was one of the first people to get my hands on the copy. It's like, yes, book 7 is all mine. And then we left Waterstones at like 10 past 12, and just saw this queue going all the way back to the bar gate. And it's like,
Yeah.
holy shit! And this was the above bar Waterstones. There was quite a walk back to Bargate. And we were just walking past everyone in the queue, holding our copies of the book, going, well, this looks like a very nice book.
Being a dick.
Oh, yes.
Dear me.
Not as bad as Bungle spoiling the end of book 6. Prick.
You didn't see people on, was it Maple Story?
There was several people. One indeed
Well,
ran
you
out
know-
of the store and shouted, Dumbledore dies on page whatever.
Yeah, I was one of the people who was next to the guy using the server-wide megaphone he'd bought just for the occasion. I still got the screenshot somewhere. It's like, Dumbledore dies, page 606. It's like, you're a massive...
Is it page 606? I thought it was like 464, something like that.
I can't remember.
Oh, can I? Everyone holds for a moment.
Dies.
It depends on which edition, because there are many.
596.
Oh,
Billboard.
I've got the first edition somewhere.
TK. TK. We require you back in your booth.
It's got a Facebook page.
Everything has a Facebook page nowadays.
Rosebud was his sled. Oh, and also everybody was psychic.
Dear God.
He has found it, ladies and gentlemen.
Troll. Oh yeah, spoiler alert, Dumbledore dies on page 596. Link www.libraryinjonesboro.org.
Look out! Snape kills Trinity with Rosebud.
Oh God.
He doesn't in my copy. 596 is when he's being buried.
Oh well. I can't remember. But overall, The Tuesday Dog, was it a book that you enjoyed? Because I know
fuck yes.
we watched the programme and enjoyed it. And would you recommend it to our listeners if they can get hold of a copy?
It's for a penny on Amazon at the moment.
Get hold of a copy.
Yeah, you can get hold of a copy. It's not too difficult. And yeah, it's actually a really nice short story.
Nice.
And it's not too complicated to read, and it involves lots of drama
Drummer?
and doggy, so all the furries should love it anyway.
Yes.
It's all good.
And the cartoon's a good giggle because you can find one on YouTube
Yeah,
that actually
you
has
can-
comments.
You can find it on YouTube. It's a 6-part series,
Yes.
just called Scruffy on YouTube.
Yep.
The book is called Scruffy the Tuesday Dog, or just Scruffy or the Tuesday Dog. The original was called the Tuesday Dog.
Yep.
But then it was republished and things like that with Scruffy added into it just to make it more identifiable.
Dear me. So it's a good purchase. Moving on, I've got Far Cry 3, which is a PC game that I picked up on Steam during the Steam sales, dirt cheap. And I picked this up after I picked up the original Far Cry and was bimbling around that.
Page 556 for me, by the way.
556, okay. The original Far Cry is back in the days of blocky people and ridiculous shooting mechanics, and everything in the world shoots you from 2 miles away because physics. Far Cry 3 follows you as the most unlikable person ever, rich spoilt kid, and his friends, enjoying themselves around an island which they then skydive down onto and get captured by drug lords. Clearly, someone didn't read the fucking Foreign Office memo about this island. You start off playing Jason Brody, spoilt little rich kid, trying to escape from the camp where this guy, Voss, has captured you to sell you into slavery after ransoming you because he is a right honourable dick like that. And you and your brother, who apparently is military trained, escape.
Yes. Jason Brody.
Yeah, and when I say escape, I mean you get so far and the guy who you've been following, your brother, gets shot through the head.
I think it's actually an interesting thing for the beginning of the game where you're not playing the I am military man, I know how to kill people.
Yeah.
But you're with somebody who is
knows
like,
how to do it.
I am military man, follow me, we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
Goes on killing everything. Okay, everything's fine actually, because like you're gonna learn how to do everything with this guy. Nope. Oh, okay.
And then what it is a case of, well, I'll give you a chance to run whilst you're agonising over the death of your brother. He's monologuing in the background, faded nicely, and then it's a case of, no, go on, run. We'll just chase after you with guns. Fuck. So you run through the first segment, beat yourself shitless, and drop into a jungle filled with the largest collection of endangered creatures ever and infinite respawning minions. And start
Man,
to
I
play
love
the game.
having those installed.
The game is nuts. I mean, once you get past the tutorial bits that teach you how to shoot and how to hunt and things like that, the game world opens up to a case of you just do whatever the hell you want, and you've got selection of things to do, the quest missions, radio towers to unlock map areas, challenges that can be done online, so you can like do leaderboard stuff, hunting creatures, killing bad guys with your knife, basically taking as much as possible around. And really, there is nothing stopping you from just going around and doing all of these random side quests before you even touch the first missions. And to be honest, you really should, because you are incapable of holding more than one weapon until you've crafted another holster. So you have to go out and craft a holster so you can have 2 weapons. And then you have to craft another holster so you can have 3 weapons. And then you have to fuck off and craft another holster. And that requires you fucking off and killing these rather nasty individual creatures.
I like how you're making it out of, significantly more exotic leathers. And so like, why don't
Yeah.
I just kill like 5 pigs this time?
Pigs, deer, Komodo dragon, tiger.
I would also like to point out that while the beginning of the game is quite well in the fact that it makes you out to be somebody who can't even handle a gun, that you very quickly are able to handle a gun once you get to the actual...
You're Rambo. You are Rambo.
But
Without even your first tattoo, you're pretty much insta badass
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah, and this kind of upsets me in the same way Tomb Raider did when it was a case of Lara Croft kills her first person. Oh, what have I done?
Yeah.
I'm a monster. Proceeds to kill 20 other fucking
Yeah,
people.
no, this is the thing. It starts off with that similar vein. He kills someone. He's emotionally scarred. He kills a few people. Oh, yeah. By partway through the game, I'm mowing motherfuckers down. When you get to sequences where he's having the emotional, it's a case of...
Although, to be fair, at that point you start rescuing other people and they start going, what the fuck
Rescuing.
is wrong with
Yeah,
you?
you
And you're
seem a
sat there
bit
going,
different.
I don't even understand you guys
Rescuing.
anymore.
Yeah, he does get a bit like, oh no, this is
bit.
awesome. His personality at least does change.
Yeah.
It's quite nice to see that from a first-person shooter, that a guy is actually noticeably changing.
Yeah, noticeably as in becoming a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard enough to keep up with some of the stuff because suddenly they have the quick time events. And this is a game with quick time events. And you're doing fucking close quarter combat with people. And it's like, you jump out of jet planes because you've got money. And how the fuck do you know all of
Okay.
this?
I know it's just a simple piece part, but when I buy a drone, I will call it the jet pain.
And the daft thing is, there's all this other stuff you're doing, like hand gliding off and flying everywhere and squirrel suiting once you pick that up and doing that. Driving a slew of different vehicles across this game, inevitably into a tree, because driving mechanic is shit. You're the best sniper out there because, and this is before all of the extra stuff, because you can earn powers through your tattoo because there's a funky tribe.
No, Tatao.
Tatoo.
Tatao. As Will.i.am will tell you, it is the Tatao.
And this is being given to you by some weird fucked up tribe being led by this weird fucked up woman who mounts you part way through the game. And this is
Somebody just doesn't know how to respect other cultures, do they?
this is the daft thing though, because she's doing all this for her own reasons, but basically is drugging you the fuck up to become something. And halfway through the game, she mounts you with her top off. And as Evie raged about this from the E3 presentation, when that scene was
remember.
shown, you get to that scene and it's a case of, it's like Grand Theft Auto style hot coffee. She's grinding away on your fully clothed, stiff body.
Well, if he was flaccid, it would prove to be quite difficult.
Yeah.
And it's
Why
like,
did I slip into bad fanfic theatre
I have
voice?
no idea. And you're getting drugged the fuck up through this game, so you're not entirely sure if you are playing Brody or if you're playing something that's actually doing bad things to other people, because they suddenly have dream/dragged up sequences where you are seeing yourself in the position of Vas shooting your friends. And
I live in
so-
your skin now, Brody.
It's awkward. And then some of the kill scenes when you kill off the bad guys, they feel so out of context with the game that you're playing. You sit there and go, did I actually kill him? I swear blind I've knifed him, but I'm now in the middle of a field. Did I actually kill him? And then you carry on from there, and everyone's like, well, you killed him.
And then you
I
realise
must have.
that you have been in a field for 3 days. It's Glastonbury.
It does feel
The
that way.
drugs explain everything.
The drugs in this game, I mean, you run through a field with a flamethrower burning pot.
Oh,
Pots of
that
what?
mission was amazing, though.
A field of pots. A field of pot.
Pots of
An
what?
entire field of pot.
As you're going along, you know,
Yeah, well,
Brody is getting more and more like, yeah, this is awesome, flamethrower. He actually does that sort of stuff.
he's starting to get quite high. And this is the other thing in the game is some of the combat mechanics are fantastic. The fire is brilliant and will fuck you over every time. Burn! The fire's coming towards me. Shit! At least it's not Far Cry 2, where it's a case of burn! Shit, that's the entire continent burnt. Oh, run away! They improved
All your
that.
aspects in Minecraft.
Kinda.
Grumble.
I was setting on fire things in this game that I didn't even realise I could set fire to. It was like,
You do that in Minecraft and all.
we got to play that again. That'll be fun. And it's just, and I was starting to feel really desensitized to the violence in this because it is literally a case of how do I kill these guys as quickly, as efficiently as possible in order to get X done. Not how do I get around these things? Do I have any? No, it's a case of you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Oh shit! Now you're all chasing me. Grenade, grenade, grenade. Landmine. C4. There we go. Destroy the world.
I know if I scroll down any further, that picture's waiting again.
And you do feel horribly desensitized in the entire game because it is just killing swathes of bad guys. Your allies are either getting killed or fucking off. You know, it's like there's no one really there that's supporting you. It's a case of you're going to do our own thing. They've all got their own motives, but you're going to do this stuff for us because we've got our own motives. And then either they're getting stabbed up by the bad guys or they're running the fuck off because they know this is an entire fuckwit mission. And the end of the game, by the time you get to the end of the game, you are given an interesting choice. Save your friends, kill your friends.
And then eat their delicious corpses.
I've spent 3 fucking hours running around getting the... You're saying kill them? Fuck off!
Yes, well,
No!
what part of Slay Your Comrades did you not understand?
Sorry, I've invested time into killing hundreds of people to get them free.
Then what's 3 or 4 more, am I right?
But this is the daft thing. I mean, it's a lovely game of combat, but the story is like, what the fuck? And some of the stuff in there is a little bit hard to deal with, like unleashing a torrent of lead into a dog to stop it killing you, or into a Komodo dragon to stop it killing you. It's like, these bloody animals will slay you given half the chance, and you're firing rocket launchers and grenades
Or
to
getting
stop
completely
them.
owned by a tiger. Just stop and make sure it's not being voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch first.
Oh, the tigers are hilarious. It's like, set loose. I run into a base saying, oh, I'll do this stealthily. This is good, this is good. Then all I hear is, tiger! I go, what the? Oh, well, that base cleared out then. Now I can
Well.
hide.
On the downside, I'm dead.
Yeah.
On the plus side, the replay was awesome.
It's a fun game to play, and it is fun mechanically, but the story is a pile of piss. It is some weird-ass drugged-up thing that you carry on with, and it's addictive enough to go through. There's lots of unlockables. Don't get me wrong, there are tons of unlockables, but it's not a game that I would say is well worth it when you're starting to see other open-world games that do this better. And it does fall into the trend that I've noticed with Ubisoft games of being, here's all this stuff you can do! And you do all this other stuff, and then you start playing the main campaign. It's a case of, but the main campaign's boring, I want to do all the other stuff. And then you run out of the other stuff to do, and you go, oh fuck, I've got to do the main campaign now.
Only for a little while, then you can go back to the fun stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I will say, if you're interested in a shooter that's relatively cheap, is a nice open world game that you can't take seriously at all, get Far Cry 3. It's mechanically sound. On the harder levels, I dread to think how you'll complete this game because the AI is
Really
alright.
carefully.
Carefully, yeah. The AI is alright, but it's more a case of it turns into a bullet hell where everyone suddenly goes, You're there! Everyone fire your gun in that direction! So you're fleeing off the side of cliffs to avoid the torrent of lead. Every time. I've enjoyed it, but it's not one that I would rank up there highly. So that's Far Cry 3. Do we want to continue on with Alex, or do we want to continue on with Felis?
Felis.
Felis.
I was actually about to go to the toilet while somebody was doing something.
Too late. Felis.
Well, it's 10 to anyway, so.
Yep.
Okay, just let me send a message.
We've also got some Doctor Who talk, so
Oh,
headline it.
Long story short, that's all right. So, I haven't bothered looking for any new ones this week, just in case. So I'll just go with Kickstarters that are now funded. Jenny the Clue reached 105,000, which means they met the voice acting stretch goal before they finished their Kickstarting fund. And that's the mystery adventure game that looks like it's Double Fine could have made it. That's how
Nice.
strange it is.
Double Fine could have made it, but, not finished it.
Moving on.
Yeah, people have actually said it looks like Broken Age, but finished.
So,
Moving on.
Moving on. After Reset reached nearly 95,000 of their $35,000 goal, which
Nice.
means they have hit the stretch goal of where the fuck they put the stretch goals.
That's an awesome stretch goal.
God damn it! Where are the? Oh, they don't appear to have any stretch goals there.
That's an awesome stretch goals. They have none. Carrying on.
they probably do, they're just in there, but yeah, carry on.
Dear me.
Oh, there they are. Look. The
Oh,
stretch
yeah,
goals are these
God.
tiny fucking pictures there.
He's demonstrating to the people who can see on his laptop in his lap. No one else.
Oh god. Initial goal done. Cinematic intro done. They almost got the stretch goal to allow full-time development for the team.
We can employ you full time. Yay! Moving on.
Yes. Meanwhile, Fritz, a video game about World War One, have reached 12,000 of the $15,000 goal with 43 hours left.
Don't think they're going to make it.
How about Night Trap?
I'm getting to that. We're
Okay.
going in order.
Okay, fine.
Hard West have reached 74,000 Canadian dollars,
Canadian.
which means they are now fully funded with 11 days left to go.
Yay!
Carrying on.
Yay. Stretch goal. Are these the? No.
Oh,
Why do some people make the stretch goals so hard to find?
because they hate you and all that you stand for.
They understand that you're trying to report quickly on a podcast.
I just look at the YouTube feed to see Alex scratching his ass.
Oh, right. These were the stretch goals.
That's not my ass. That's my back.
It doesn't
They
look
have-
like it on camera. Sorry, Felix.
It's
The
not me.
stretch goals so far have been early access,
Yep.
as in to get it into a workable early access state by the end of October 2014.
Okay.
Reached. 2 extra scenarios.
Okay.
Well, not 2 extra scenarios. 8 scenarios entitled Game Campaign Prolonged by 2 hours. They have reached.
Okay.
The Mac and Linux version with the entire game ported. I think they have reached. No, they haven't reached. Oh, so no, they're $1,000 away from the.
So we
$5,000
may
away from
we
these
may see
scenarios.
that coming up.
Night
Moving on.
Trap Revamped
Bam, bam.
have reached 10% of their goal.
Holy crap.
Not gonna
With
happen.
15 days left, sadly.
Oh dear.
They
me.
only have $35,856 of the $333,000 they need.
Well, you never know. There could be a sudden uplift.
I doubt it. Mind you, we said that about Amplitude and other things. So.
Yeah, true.
With over a month left to go, Slice, the high-powered media player,
Yep.
yeah, they're at £130,000 of the $90,000 they needed.
Okay.
So they're funded.
Stretch goal. Where are we at? 130. So, excuse me. The stretch goals unlocked so far are a free Wi-Fi dongle built in,
Nice.
an LED app for you to create your own animations on the Slice Pixels,
Nice.
and a 2 terabyte hard drive option.
Holy shit.
Yeah. With their next goal to be announced at 150,000, which I think they might make.
Any more? To any more?
Lastly, we have the Super Famicom K1,
Oh god, this thing.
which, as of last week, with 47 days left to reach their $5,000 goal, have exactly $0 US.
What?
I know. I thought there'd be at least a couple of nibbles on this.
Nobody
No
is
one
interested.
at all.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing that unless you're going to actually buy the thing, you shouldn't really support. If you
Yeah.
get me.
Mhm.
Well, not you shouldn't, but they won't.
They won't support, yeah.
They'll either buy, like, support it enough to get the console, or they won't.
Dear God. So that's Kick Felis. We will have more of that next week. We need to wrap this up then with the Doctor Who Season 8 premiere. Because we finally have telly to watch.
Yay!
You can tell we've not done this for a while because we left no time. Never
So-
mind.
Before we start, how many of you played the marriage drinking game?
Oh God. Well, let's start with the beginning bit, which is the title sequence, because this is the stuff that both me and TK bitch about every now and again. It was fan made.
Not
This
wholly.
was fan made.
But the new title sequence.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
new Tensei Excitement. A fan made one up for himself, and the producers went, "We like that. We'll take that idea, and we'll get you to make it. Only we'll give you money to do it properly."
Yeah, he basically handed in the assets to BBC Wales,
Yep.
the VFX team there, and they worked with him to create the final titles that we see today.
Oh, and I see that the logo has changed again.
Yeah,
Yep.
again.
That's fine. I don't
Thank
mind.
God,
this
because our
logo.
logo is
Yeah,
shite.
the other logo was horrible.
I'm not fussed with the logos. The music harkens back to the old days, which is nice.
Yeah, I really like the music.
Because
They've got rid of that fucking overscore at the beginning. Oh, that was so refreshing to not hear.
The title sequence themselves, bit different. I'll probably grow into them because I
I
remember
really liked
back
him.
in,
I
yeah.
really liked him.
But I remember back in the days when you have the light show and everything fading in and the twirly and the swirly and not all of these fancy graphics. So I'll probably
It definitely
get into it.
harkens back to the darker Who days, which is
Yeah.
what Peter Capaldi wanted to do.
Yes, this is the thing. That's
So-
what he wanted to do. So we'll start off with
Oh, by the way,
the story.
if you've not seen it yet,
Go away.
spoilers.
Yeah, this is going to spoil it. We'll start off with the story. Doctor Who has regenerated. He's crash landed-ish in London.
Again.
And he is dealing with his regeneration, his companion dealing with his regeneration, being in London with another alien menace, and an actual overarching plot that Moffat said he wasn't going to do, but clearly he lied about. So,
Why, Moffat? Why do you keep trying to do long story arcs when you're suited best to one-shots?
he's not even suited best to one-shots.
No,
Let's
no.
start off, though, with dinosaur in London and no one freaked.
No, some of
People were
the,
interested.
It's a dinosaur.
Well, as you see later in the episode, actually, they do say, "Oh, it's not even a real dinosaur. It's the neck. You can tell by the neck."
Well, that was one guy who.
You
One
have good
guy
eyes.
Who got killed.
I want your eyes. Give
But
me
it's,
your eyes.
it's a freaking dinosaur. I'm sorry. You're not going to go, "Oh, look at that." It's going to be a case of, shit my pants, run.
At the very least, you can tell that the police force aren't too phased by it because they're kind of, as they're working with what's her face.
Yeah, they're
Lizard
working
lady.
in public with the trio of
Madame
probably
Vistara
better
Yeah.
characters
and Strax.
in public. And it's like, everyone's...
Because it's to them right now. I will say it's probably a case of freaky shit happens. Let's just not think about it.
Yeah, that is the worst thing, though.
It sounds quite Cthulhian actually. It's like bad shit happens. Don't think about it. Don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Don't think about it.
We won't record it in the history books. We
Remember.
won't bring it down to our children. Just ignore it. It's clearly fictional.
Yeah, but you know, Doctor Who timeline constantly changing.
Remember, if you see something, say nothing, and drink to forget.
Yep.
Pretty
That's
much.
been in my head now. Damn it.
But it's, I mean, the daft thing, I mean, they start this off, and then the dinosaur coughs up the TARDIS, which is like, okay, fine. Now we know where the dinosaur came from. And then spits out Capaldi and Clara.
Well, no, they come out.
They just made that sound like the T-Rex spat these things in
I know,
succession.
in effect.
They came out the
They
TARDIS.
came out
Yes.
the TARDIS.
After Strax knocked on the door and demanded they surrender to the Sultan Empire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
T-Rex was
Strax.
sort of out of character for him in this one.
This is the first problem because we have this initial act where the Doctor is clearly phased over yet another fucked up regeneration, which has been every fucking regeneration since fucking Eccleston. It's like, just let him regenerate. We don't need stupid, retarded Swiss cheesery. We had that in Quantum Leap. That was brilliant. At least let the Doctor come out of the TARDIS and go, okay, new body, let's get on with things. Rather than going, I'll fall out of a tree, hit every branch, and then go, I'm going to commandeer this cart.
I'm fucked. I regenerated, so therefore I have no capability of being normal, apparently.
Yeah, but this is every time now.
Yeah.
And the previous older histories, they would not be that fucked on the next episode.
No,
ever.
no, they woke up and they were almost the same. It wasn't like Tennant okay.
Tennant was
No, he wasn't.
not.
No, he wasn't.
When you go back, it was Colin Baker who actually was fucked up because his regeneration was quite bad, and the
we
episode
had an
going through it was
aborted
quite bad.
generation as well.
Yeah. And there was some little bits and pieces. Most of the regenerations moved into a Doctor who fairly had his clues with him. Again, we're seeing Capaldi.
Well, this
Or
is
the
what
new
happens
Doctor.
when he loses his post-its. Obviously.
But I mean, this first act, it literally was slapstick comedy because we had Strax braining Clara with a newspaper. I could see the throw coming, but there was a case of, did you honestly slapstick that?
Do you know, I don't...
In all fairness, I'd quite like to hit her in the face with the newspaper as well. I'm quite jealous of Strax for that.
I would just like to say that it didn't really feel right, the episode, in the sense of...
No.
You know when, like, she gets the Doctor to go to sleep?
Yeah,
Sound effect.
I hated that.
Doing.
That doing. It was like, what is this? A fucking cartoon?
Newspaper sound effect. And I was like, this isn't normal.
Yeah,
Come on.
it was exceptionally comic book and slapstick. For
It
that
was
first act.
completely
Yeah, to the point
out.
where Strax usually does like refer to things a bit of a militaristic way.
Yeah.
In a militaristic way.
Yeah.
But then the bit where they try to go, we shall find them, and then melt him in acid.
No,
Yeah.
That's not
that
actually
was
something
fair.
That's Strax.
That was fairly Strax.
The issue that I was
That's more
having.
generic movie villain than Strax.
Oh no, that's Strax.
That is
because
Strax.
that's Strax.
Yeah.
But the issue is when he was then doing the medical, I sat there and was watching that going, what purpose is this scene? What? What? I mean, granted, Vestara... Is it Vestara?
Madame Star, yeah.
Yeah, Vestara and Clara had a nice exchange going through it.
Hey, did you know that she's married?
Yes, I did know she's fucking married.
Wow, who's she
checking.
married to? Because I had no idea.
Jesus Christ. And that was annoying. But there was at least a little bit of the Clara that we saw right back when she was introduced in the one where she was the
The Dalek.
mistress.
Oh.
The Dalek one was awesome. When she was properly introduced in the Doctor Who in London again, she actually had some character. She actually fights. We saw that when she was verbally dueling again with Vestara.
Did you know who she's married, by the way?
I had no idea. Who was she married to?
The trouble was,
She should have told us.
we're then now seeing this entire reason for her being this a bit weird was because she's apparently burdening on herself the fact that her not boyfriend Doctor is now older, and clearly she now has to accept the older Doctor because it's still the Doctor.
It's not like she's never seen him regenerate before into every incarnation.
Yeah,
After going through his timeline.
entire timeline.
Oh, the Doctor's return. Well, he's not the Doctor. But wait, you've seen him be 12 different fucking people, woman.
And then the last scene before the end bit we talk about, the last scene where it's a case of there's that conversation and it's like, well, you've got to accept it. I sat there and went, holy shit, is this Moffat basically asking the fans to accept Capaldi as the new Doctor?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, it's because all of the new Who Doctors have been young. Christopher Eccleston is a bit meh, but generally they have been younger to appeal to the younger
But you
mass.
don't turn round to the audience and say, please accept my character. You don't.
They do when they're all 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And now they're being faced by an old guy. They're not going to find
a
sexually
Doctor who is
fantastic.
actually, more like the Doctor than the other ones have been in terms of like.
Oh, but
Age.
the thing is, if they'd started with him being a strong Doctor out the gate, that shouldn't have happened. But no, and then the middle act, where the villain starts appearing, the Clockwork Men from the series way back.
We will reach the promised land.
Yes, the guy who's really not a good villain. I have no idea what the fuck was really going on, because it's a case of you're just harvesting people to survive.
We will reach the promised land.
Yeah, that just got annoying. And there was some nice bits where there was the restaurant and some verbal sparring, which worked well. Then he left her.
Oh, TK. That
Yeah.
person who you're asking about, that's Jenny Flint. Who, by the way, is married.
Really? Who to?
You know what this episode made me realize, though? Like, Capaldi's good. I'm going to enjoy him as a Doctor.
Everyone said Capaldi is good.
Capaldi was
It is a
fucking
case
amazing.
of Matt Who.
Yeah, that's what I said
That's
on
what
Twitter.
TK said.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. But the episode made me realize how little I actually like Clara.
Yeah, I can't
She
give a
was
shit about Clara.
badly written for this because there was so much stuff that went one way to the other. So much stuff. The clue in the newspaper, in the middle act, there's a clue in the newspaper, and I sat there and went, just turn the page over.
Yeah, straight away.
I
Why?
just sat there going, how is this even possible for this to be here if you didn't do it? Nobody's it's like, you guys forget that you're time travelers, right? There's like one easily possible explanation that both of you should jump to straight away.
Wibbly wobbly
Time
timey-wimey stuff.
It's not the first time you've done it.
Or
Yeah.
other time travelers. And it seems as if they've dialed her intelligence back for those scenes and then dial it forward for the verbal sparring matches that do happen. And it's like she's bouncing up and down next to Capaldi, who's having to bounce up and down anyway.
It's just like the Amy Pond 2-episode difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dinosaur, fucking gun, lock and load, pussies with me.
Yeah.
Next episode, beat up, I don't know how to do gun.
I did like the it's times like this I miss Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
My favourite
fine.
bit was the eyebrow rant.
The eyebrow. Some of that.
These
I
are
was-
attack eyebrows. You can open a bit on them.
Some of that I thought
Angry.
was way
Internet
too
focus
much.
has been on his eyebrows
I
of
know,
doom.
But this is the thing, it's like self-referencing all of the fan base stuff, and it's a case of, for fuck's sake, just get a grip and carry on. I don't need some of this.
It's like they're gonna clear off my face and form an independent eyebrow.
You know when like Clara passes out from holding her breath?
Yes.
Why didn't she just not pass out from holding her breath, but run at that moment that she was going to?
This is the thing. Intelligence drop. I mean,
Why were the drones that much of a threat? All they're doing is equivalent of, I'm going to run at you.
Oh,
with
the
my arm
fight
moving,
scene. The
and if you
third
get
act.
diced, it's your fault.
the third act. Strax, Vestara, her lesbian married wife thing.
Wait, she's
Oh my
married
God,
to a
she's
woman?
married?
She's married to a whoa!
In
I had
the
no idea.
episode, in the A Good Man Goes to War, they were fighting in that episode. Holy shit, they kicked ass. In this,
Although
I've got
I
a
did
sword.
like the throwback to Old Who, where the swords wobbled in an obviously rubber fashion,
But Strax has got a fucking gun, and it's like, I mean, admittedly, they're getting
which never
back
got
up.
fired, apparently.
Well, it was
No, it
fired.
You saw the beams of
Could you
light.
not hear him laughing in the background?
Jimmy didn't actually see much happen.
No,
throughout that
that's-
entire fight.
It's like these three people wipe the floor clean of all these androids. I'm sorry, this guy's arm, head, leg. Oh, you've got a gun. Blow it through the chest where the power core is. That's dead. No.
You mean where the winding key is?
That's pretty much
Ah.
it. It's like, fuck's sake. And then it turns out to be win by assisted suicide because the guy didn't want to live anyway. What? Seriously? This is the bad guy? What?
He's less machine now than man.
Yes, and the conversation was, I'm going to convince you that you actually really need to want to kill yourself, so let me push you out the door.
Well, no, he didn't actually push it.
He jumped.
He jumped, and it's like,
You know what?
oh,
Compared to Roy Batty, he just did not go out in a good way at all.
but that it wasn't as satisfying. I was not really paying much attention to the villain dying, because let's be honest, there was no villain. Everyone saves the day. Then it's a case of that message and that begging of the fans at the end before we get to the final bit. They had Matt Smith go, accept the new Doctor.
Please.
And all the fans went, oh my God, it's so hot. I sat there and went, oh, fuck's sake.
All of the feels.
Capaldi.
Look if you
Let
cry
him
every time.
Fucking act. The best scene in it was a case of doors down. I don't have enough time to save you. I'm going to run away. And I actually believed that was it. He was not coming back.
At no point, both of us getting captured.
I actually believed when she was saying, oh, I've got the Doctor's got my back. And I sat there and went, no, he doesn't.
We've
And I
also
actually
learned
believe that.
The Doctor has no problem wearing human skin for
Yeah.
long periods of time.
That was a bit sick. Oh, God.
But the dialogue in general in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The dialogue, this was the thing, the writing was bad, the last message, and then the final bit where it's a case of, where am I? You're in heaven!
You're in the promised land. You
I'm
found
the
it.
Doctor's girlfriend! And everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about, woman? It's like, I could not believe that he put that kind of scene in the end, because it's suddenly a case of, are you trying to say there's God in the Doctor Who world?
No.
Seriously?
It It's all for the big overarching story that Moffat said he wasn't going to do this
Yeah,
time.
and this is the problem. I mean, this is the first episode. Let's compare it to some of the first episodes we've seen. The Doctor has yet to convince us, or at least me, of his character. He's a good actor. I've not got any reference before what he's doing now because I've not watched.
Think of it.
That's it.
Capaldi is good.
Capaldi is
Capaldi is
good.
amazing.
But as a Doctor, I've not got enough because he flopped all over the place, up to and including the last bit where it's a case of, I don't do this kind of stuff, and it's a case of, well, you're not learning yet, are you?
You're wrong.
I've not yet gotten a sense of his character except for a couple of small scenes.
Basically, there hasn't been enough Doctor
No,
in that first episode.
when you compare to 11th Hour, Matt Smith had time on the screen to be crazy, to be nuts, and then have the statement of what his Doctor was when he shouted out at the aliens for the first time.
It reminds me of
And then
like
didn't follow through with it the rest of the entire fucking time he was on the screen.
Yeah, that was the shame on the further episodes after that, but he did improve.
it reminds me of the Christmas Tenant regeneration episode where
Yeah.
it's like he's not really in it.
The Christmas, he wasn't. Their point was they wanted to have, what's the tits, Billy Piper be a bigger thing and dealing with it until the Doctor miraculously came to the help at the end. But in this, it was too much flopping either way. The Doctor was an idiot. The Doctor was then not an idiot. Clara
Right.
was an idiot. Clara was not an idiot.
Apparently, Gallifrey's major export was Deus Ex Machinus.
So,
Yeah,
they- You, right?
The Master, all of the rest of them. But I think, to be honest, I'm pretty much in a situation where I'm not entirely sure of the Doctor. I'm not entirely sure of what arc they're talking about. And if this is the quality of writing, I'm concerned because that was what kept me in it just about for the previous series, and the previous series were starting to nosedive. If this is the quality of writing we're going to see going on, I'm concerned.
I think there needs to be a change in the writing team. Maybe a shuffle around or something.
Well, they need to fucking get some writers who actually know how to write a fucking episode. I mean, get Gatiss in.
He is.
Is he actually writing these episodes?
Not all of them, but I mean, the first one was a Moffat written episode.
Yeah.
But
I think
I know
Moffat
Gates
is
is
losing
writing
his
some.
touch with Doctor Who.
I don't know.
Like Sherlock was fine. That was
Sherlock
good.
is brilliant.
But
Sherlock is brilliant.
but like compared to what he used to do with Doctor Who, I just don't think he's as.
Like I said, Moffat used to be best off when he was doing self-contained one-shot thing. Blink, which is an episode that everybody praises one of the best episodes.
And the library,
Yeah,
which is
And the
brilliant.
which was Moffat as the lead runner on those one episodes.
Yeah. But then
Two
we're
parties.
now starting to see these episodes being self-referential, referring back to other stuff, but the actual content, the actual meat of the episode in terms of the villain, the story, the drive of the characters, it's a case of, oh no, we'll ignore that and we'll just have slapstick comedy and self-references but that's not even new Doctor Who, that's not even old Doctor Who. It's like,
This is like
Well,
some fan-made project.
Moffat's already
Yeah.
been on record as saying he doesn't give a shit about continuity.
and yet he refers back to older series and he pulls, I mean, we're getting the bloody Daleks for the second episode.
I know. When I saw that from the preview, I was like, a Dalek episode already.
The second episode.
Come on, make an Ogre episode. That'd be awesome.
And let's face it, we've not even gotten to the references with the Cybermen because they're going to be back in this series. It's like,
Seriously, nobody remembers the Ogre?
apparently not.
Those vampire Stonehenge rocks that get to the blood of humans by a simple expedient of falling over on them.
No.
I don't care as long as they come up with a bit more like original things. Like maybe they should have a overarching storyline that don't involve the Daleks.
Well,
Bring in Omega.
we
He's still
know-
fishing around.
Gallifrey is going to be involved because that's fairly clear on everything they've been saying. I am just not entirely sure about what they're going to do for the. I mean, I would like to see the quality of writing increasing and the characters increasing than what they were, because at the moment it's flippy floppy. But then I don't know. I mean, this is the first episode of a new Doctor, so
Yeah.
It's all flippy floppy narrative stuff.
yeah, which is not a good start for a season at this point. It really isn't. I mean, if we go into a second episode where we have slapstick comedy and sound effects, I'm going to be seriously concerned what they're going to make Capaldi do, because it's like, he's a good actor and he's proved that he can act in this.
But you might actually ruin Capaldi's Doctor with poor writing.
It'd be a
yeah.
crying shame if he does.
We've
Yeah.
seen it. We've seen it when Sylvester McCoy was in there. They've had poor writers, and he made a fucking excellent Doctor, despite what people said. All the previous Doctors had shit episodes, but they had moments to shine, and we can all point down to mostly the writing of those episodes, or the lack of budget, because BBC likes going, oh well, bye bye budget.
Yeah, the times when they tried to be really ambitious. Like
You mean having
showing
monsters?
Remember how Kronos looked?
Yeah, that's a while.
Arise, chicken. Arise.
But we'll see. I mean,
Cardboard walls.
the second episode is coming up Saturday. I'm not entirely sure what's going to be going on, but this is Into the Dalek, is what the episode title is.
I think I've seen a fanfic by that title. I'm suddenly scared.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure exactly what they're trying to do, but I'm gonna have to hold judgment for a few episodes until I can properly. But at the moment, it's not wowing me like when Matt Smith came on. It's not wowing me when I got into Tennant and when I got into Eccleston. It's just that first episode didn't grab me at all in the way that previous ones have. But then hey, but we've overrun by 15 minutes. Yay!
Like you're surprised there either.
No.
What we do.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we're good at. So it must be time for us to do those good night things and say thank you, Pete, for joining us in the studio as
Yes.
opposed to being a disembodied voice.
I will be back in Bournemouth next week because work.
Yay!
Because
Luck-
the great old ones are fickle like that.
Only 4 days of work though.
Yeah, 4 days of work and then the weekend.
Yay, weekend.
I can actually come down on Friday.
Yay.
Julia's on holiday in Sardinia.
Ooh.
So this Monday,
Very nice.
rain
Yep.
for us.
Me and Alex have some
Text.
local businesses
How are
to
you?
shake
I'm on
down.
the beach. I want
Yeah.
See?
I really want to be in Sardinia. Never mind. So that's it for Tiger Tales Radio, episode 23, season 8. We have the Dudley boys in their matching suits, TK in his little box, and myself.
I like my box. It's safe and secure. And for once, cameraless.
Oh, wait, yeah. I forgot the last reference to make. So the new bad guy is Nanny McPhee, right?
And on that note, it's a good night from the Fearless.
Good night.
It's a good night from the Saviour.
Good night.
It's a good night from the Angel Duck Song.
Good night.
And it's a good night for myself, TK. Thank you all very much for listening to this week's episode of Tiger Tales Radio. We will be back next week. Pete will be, as he said, back in his
Little
body
corridor
voice
room in
box.
Bournemouth, yep.
Yeah, on the interwebs. And we'll be back here in the studio. I'll have a camera back in the webcam box, sadly. Grumble. Never mind. But we shall return for episode
Yes.
24 of Tiger Tales Radio.
Yay,
But until
nearly halfway
then,
there.
it's night-night, everybody.
Night-night.
Night-night.
Night.